Hey, welcome back to the Gas Holes podcast. How y'all doing? We're back here for episode number 4, and we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We didn't have any midweek races, so it feels like it's been a month. But yeah, here we are. We've had Bristol, we've had some Atlanta today, we've had the IndyCar return. We got more mailbag questions to get to and some YouTube comments. And we'll get to the rest of it later. So, geez, what the hell? So we only had two races. What the hell happened at Bristol? We didn't have trucks, right? It was just Cup and Xfinity. Yeah, it was kind of. Yeah, they could have. It's kind of a shame because we don't get any side stuff for Martinsville coming up too. I think it's just a Cup race in Martinsville and that's it, which kind of sucks. But it was. Man, really, this would have been a great time to really beef up the truck schedule. But
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my mic was kind of upside down there for a second.
Okay, well,
when I got up, I pushed it away, and I guess I did that the other night while I was streaming.
Oh, you turned it around,
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody came into my chat, and they're like, "Has nobody told you you're on your webcam mic?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I checked my input stuff, and it wasn't webcam, nothing. And then I looked down, my fucking mic spun around upside down.
Yeah, I gotta always make because mine starts spinning around. It doesn't always go all the way around, but I feel your pain there. Yeah, so I guess we'll start off. We'll talk about what do we get first? The Cup Series race at Bristol. Oh baby, just as good as I thought it would be. I don't know about you.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it'd be good, but I didn't think it would be that good.
It's kind of a shit show too. At the same time, when was the last time we seen 17 cautions in a damn Cup race? Had to be had to been a Bristol race or something, but.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think anywhere outside of Bristol or Martinsville anywhere we've come close to that in the last 10 or 15 years. So it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I'm drawing a blank, though, on what all happened, to be honest. I remember a lot of the wrecks. I just don't remember the early portion.
Yeah, there's that big pile up. What was the Stenhouse guy? His shit dumped by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
That was one of them big bottom ups. There's nowhere to go at Bristol, and especially everybody's running that low brake bias. When you step on the brakes, everybody slides into it. But yeah, that was and then obviously the whole Chase and Logano thing, which I did. You know, it was funny. We got the same exact thing in both races from Cup to Xfinity, and I thought it was fucking awesome. I don't care whose side you're on. That was they're all just getting after it and racing. That's exactly what you wanted to see, and it was great.
Did you see when BJ got wrecked when Hamlin spun? Me and you tweeted the exact same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
That was so great.
Frowny face and all. We
weren't in a call together or nothing. We hadn't talked to each other at all that day, I don't think, besides recording Gas Holes early that morning. Nothing. And we just so happened, somebody sent me the screenshot. It was the same time, a space between the sentence and the face, everything. It was poor BJ, frowny face.
That is chemistry right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, poor BJ though. He's had some ups and downs. I gotta pull up the damn race results. But shout out old Vinny Miller. Where the hell did I put this? There it is. Oh geez. See, I put a lot of. So we got this channel. We got this new. See, we're learning. We're on episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're up to this new Discord channel, right, where we put all our race finishing results and grids and stuff. And I just put them all in there. I don't know what the hell, which one is which.
God damn, I need a microscope. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Can make it any smaller?
Vinny Miller finished P12 for BJ McLeod Motorsports at Bristol. He actually finished one spot behind BJ McLeod, who awkwardly runs for JD Motorsports, I believe, in the 6. So
we're talking Xfinity now.
Yeah, I was just kind of. Yeah, I mean, we can go back. I mean, we can do whatever the fuck we want. It's our own damn podcast. But
yeah, I'm kind of a man of going by the outline here, but that's all right. You do you.
Oh, okay. What did I put? Intro races of the week all the way to Cup starting. Okay, so that just kind of means blend it all together. We talk about what the fuck we want. All right.
But the listener is going on an emotional roller coaster right now because they think that we're talking Cup when you're talking Xfinity.
All right. Well, then, all right. Let's talk about Cup. What do you want to talk about with the Cup Series race?
Well, it was a great race. It was a really good race.
It was a great race. Small blades, small spoilers.
I don't see. It really bothers me that anybody can watch that race and think that the package we have is great. And I saw people on Twitter, well, last year Bristol was great. Yeah, it was. Bristol was one of the few tracks that package was enjoyable. I don't think anybody really disagrees with that. Do you?
No.
Yeah. But I mean, that race, oh God, it was so hot. Like, even the traction compound doesn't bother me. Like, that made Bristol like exciting again. And when they'd get out of it, you could see them wheeling the car. And I think that's why it was a shit show. I think like people it's been a long time since they've had to wheel cars like that. You know what I mean? Like, there were some good people eating shit.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't know if you noticed this, but it seems like the traction compound, they're getting better at putting it down or getting a better because it lasted the entire damn race. And if you remember back when they started putting it down, it would last for like 100 laps and everybody would just shift to the top like it was useless at that point. That lasted the whole damn race.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And Bristol, it's kind of getting to the point where two grooves is exciting now. It took it long enough. But like some of those guys working the top and the guys working the bottom, it's still racy. It's not like it used to. God, I get upset when I think about what Bristol used to be than what it became, but now I'm excited again. It's becoming something good again.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It had its years, but yeah, no, let me tell you something though with the package. Here's the thing with the package. I look at it like every once in a while you're gonna get something good with the 2019 package. We've seen it, but most of the time it's gonna be shit. I'm gonna tell you something with the 2018, like the big engine, the small spoiler. You might get a bad race every once in a while, but the one thing you always have is that ability to really hustle the cars, and you always have that ability to have a good race. You know what I mean? Like it's not totally perfect, but as compared to the 2019 package where you go to tracks and it just doesn't fucking work. 2018 package pretty much works just about everywhere else. Again, you're not always gonna have a good race, but that's how it doesn't matter what package you have. Sometimes you just have boring races. 2018 that package, man. You always have that, at least the ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's always going to be shit races. Like, if they go back to that package, like, yes, people are going to complain. Yes, all that. Because there are going to be bad races. There were bad races before. That's why they went to this package. But like you said, at least, I mean, there's something. You know what I mean?
Lot lower floor with that package. Like you always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I kind of lost my train of thought after that one. But that was a good one, I felt.
Yeah, it was good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, regroup a little bit here. So Joey Logano was pissed off. He expected an apology from Chase Elliott, and it seemed like he kind of half-assed it. I don't know if he really wanted to apologize, but it was really awkward. I don't know if you saw that where they were getting out of the cars and they were like 2 cars apart, and they were just kind of like, who's gonna make the move here?
Man, I was just wondering. Like, I was hoping they'd physically fight, but they didn't. I guess they still can't right now. But man, people would be so pissed if that was anyone other than Chase. Like, that was so bad. Like, he didn't mean to do it. Like, I think it was that bad. But then the whole like lack of an apology in the interview and like trying to blame it on a blown tire and all that, like, that was just so bad. I think what it is, obviously Chase doesn't like Joey. Like, there's something there.
Who does like Joey?
Give a fuck. Well, yeah.
His teammates don't even like him.
But like,
I'd like to just a small disclaimer. My cat's really horny right now, and I'm going to try to mute my mic in OBS every once in a while when she gets going. So continue.
Man, what was I saying? Oh, I really think Chase didn't give a fuck. And I mean, honestly, like, Chase is not the saint everyone makes him out to be when it comes to racing. I mean, everybody forgot about Canada. Everybody forgot about the Canada truck race. And even the Martinsville race where he got his shit dumped when he cleaned Brad out. Like, I mean, Chase, I don't think he's a bad driver. I don't think he's really a dirty driver, but he's not scared to, fuck up somebody to win a race. You know what I mean? And that's good. That's a good thing. I like that. I think we need more of that.
No, he said that shit.
But everybody acts like Chase is just some victim who always gets shit on.
Yeah. Now I respected that. I mean, they were both just hustling their damn thing.
Yeah.
And once again, they had that 2 groove stuff going on where the bottom, like neither the bottom or the top, maybe the top had a little bit of an advantage, but the bottom was so much better than what it had been the previous like last couple of races, man. I don't know what they've been doing. I don't know if it just, they've, you do it a couple of times, you get a little bit better at it. They set up the cars a little bit better, maybe to work the bottom. Maybe Also, the lack of practice, I think, especially at a place like Bristol, man, like a driver's track, it really, with the lack of practice, it really helps the race in a sense that nobody's really got it dialed in. You hustle it the whole damn race to figure it out and, put it together. So great race, though. That was, it was great to have NASCAR back. We've had a handful of duds, but, man, short track racing needs some more of it. Anyways.
Yeah. Tomorrow's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that chaps my ass too with how good Xfinity was today. That tomorrow's going to suck. Well, I don't know if we should talk about Xfinity yet, but did you notice? It looked to me like the Xfinity cars were going way slower today. Like it seems like the track's gone so to shit that they're so out of control that they've had to slow it way down.
Did you watch the truck race?
I didn't watch much of it. No.
Oh man, well it was even
worse. I
worse.
listened to most of it on the radio.
Everybody was talking about it. Well, not everybody, but I noticed a handful of people on Twitter were like, "What the hell? Wow, I had the truck so slow in the center of the corner." I guess it gives us a little bit of hope for the Cup Series that they won't totally be like wide open, but who the hell knows? Yeah. I guess we could talk about the Xfinity race. I'm drawing a blank for the Bristol Xfinity race. And it was Gregson and who the hell? He hoed Allgaier out the way.
But can we talk about right before Riley Herbst, who had complained about not being able to pass or not being able to do good all night, took 2 tires, went out there in the lead and junked the fucking field, or at least himself.
I don't even remember that. What the hell happened?
Yeah. So I don't remember how big the wreck was. I know he took himself out. He had been running back half of the top 10 most of the night, and they had said that he had been complaining about not being able to pass or not knowing how to pass or something there, because I think it was like only his second time at Bristol. Mm-hmm. So they put him on 2 tires for a late race restart up at the front, and he fucks it. Allgaier gets by him immediately, and then he wrecks off of like turn 2. It was so bad, man. It was so bad.
Yeah, man, it makes you wonder about that Gibbs developmental program. I don't know.
He sucks.
They've kind of got some all right, benefit of the doubt. They have got a handful of young drivers, like 18 and 19. Right off the bat, some of them like Herbst. I don't know how old he is, but not impressed so far, but.
His family's pockets were deep enough that I think they finally scraped up some talent for him this year.
Yeah.
Because he's been running really well.
Yeah, man, we've roasted Brandon Jones for a long time, and it feels like he's been in Xfinity forever now. How many years ago was that? 2018 that he wrecked in the middle of the straightaway at Kansas? Was that Kansas? You remember that?
Yes, that was horrible. That was so bad they whooped out he may have blown a tire.
Yeah.
Anytime a driver really, really fucks up so bad that it's like harmful to NASCAR, where they can't claim that these are the best drivers in the world, they're like, something must have broke on that car or the tire.
It's so true.
Let's the tire.
So okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip into this because this goes right well into it. So we were talking off air about the 28 truck today at Atlanta. You might have well seen it, you might not have, but anyways, right off the start of the race, he was Brian what's his face? This is a story maybe for later. Not a story, but what the hell is his name? I
don't know. I wasn't watching.
No, not his name. The shitty commentator. What's his name?
Oh, Vince Welch.
Vince Welch is an awful commentator. That's who was. I think that was the one. He was like, okay. So, anyways, he calls him Brian Doza or whatever. I don't know how you get Doza out of that spelling. But anyways, so start of the race. I don't know what lap it was. It was before lap 10, but I want to guess. If I had to guess, it was probably like lap 5. Oh no, he spun, which there's nothing wrong with spinning. But he was the last car on track by far, and he self-spun out of 1 and 2, and I think he clipped the inside wall a little bit, and I was like, oh man, I tweeted, I was like, that's the definition of wrecking for last right there, checking down your bingo cards. The clip they had this outside wall camera from just outside of turn 2, and here he comes. You can see all the cars pass, and then a little bit, and then here comes the 28 truck. Jesus, cat damn horny. Anyways, truck comes up and starts sliding and spinning all by himself. Now, a couple of laps later, a couple of trucks nearly pile into him. And and then after that, I think he hits pit road, and then he comes back out, spins it again. Last place by himself. And that's when everybody started shitting on him on Twitter. But anyways, the first one, Todd Bodine was like, I think he had a tire going down there. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, but it was either the first one or the second one. But Todd Bodine was like, oh, yeah, it looks like he might have had a left front tire go down there or something. Jeez.
See, I only knew about it from Twitter, and I saw somebody. I was telling Cozy before we started recording. I knew it was bad because E-Step was roasting him, and E-Step typically doesn't roast anything because he's pretty professional. And somebody quoted the tweet, another one of these accounts, like, "Let's see you go out there in that equipment and do better" or something. And I hate that argument. I saw the same thing for Awuji and all that, but like people like Benning, like, do you ever see Norm Benning out there really causing wrecks? You know, like he might be in a wreck, he might pile into a wreck or something every once in a while, but he doesn't just go out there and self-spin. You know what I mean? If he knows that he's going to be a fucking danger out there, he'll just pull off.
I'm going to tell you something. There's drivers out there who know how to be slow. Believe it or not. There's some real fucking idiots that get a hold of NASCAR rides that should. And I know just because they are they are in a vehicle in a NASCAR series does not mean they should be there. It means they have money.
It's dangerous. Like I said last week, man, it's only a matter of time before somebody gets hurt because there's somebody out there that doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, like I said, you have people that just don't even understand NASCAR out there. It's just, God, it bothers me. I don't want to go into that rant again, but God, it bothers me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And there's always those assholes who are like, well, let's see you do better. And it's like, that shouldn't even be an argument because I'm not out there. I'm not out here claiming I could do better. There's a reason I'm not out there because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you were handed like $100,000, you're like, all right, here, sponsor money.
I'd go out there not knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, you'd probably make an ass of yourself just like I would. But that's exactly what some people do. Anyways,
and that's what's wrong with it is that's allowed. I shouldn't be allowed. Like right now, I couldn't get into a NASCAR race because you do have to have some things. But like I've looked into it. I'm fairly certain that I could probably get into an ARCA race, and there is something wrong with that.
Yeah, ARCA Talladega, baby.
Yeah, if I had the money, I could easily probably walk out there and do it, and that wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Anyways, where the hell were we at? Xfinity Bristol. You brought up the Herbst thing. Yeah, and then once again, poor Justin Allgaier, man, just got hoed the hell out of the way. But once again, I mean, that was just a case of two drivers just going out there. Now, albeit Allgaier pinched him a lot more than what Logano did to Chase Elliott. I feel like there's a bit more room given there, but they were racing real hard for it, and that's unfortunately what just happens. But I gotta say, watching the Xfinity race today at Atlanta, Gregson's already got 2 wins. I gotta say, I was never a really big fan of him. Not that I hated the guy. I didn't like him either, but I just didn't think he was like. I just didn't think he was. He was all right, but I didn't think he was. Didn't have a whole lot of talent. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was a star. But I gotta say, so far, kind of impressed. Won't lie. He ran second in Atlanta today. He won Bristol. He won Daytona. So far, I mean, I wasn't really impressed with his truck series go at it, but he's been hustling the Xfinity series cars, and good on him, I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't like saying I'm a Gragson fan because I'm not like a big Gragson fan, and a lot of his fans are
they're kind of weird,
stupid women or little kids. But
you're not wrong there.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I hate to say it because I think that crazy Chase fan is a Gragson fan. I think. You know the one I'm talking about?
Unfortunately, I do not.
Her name has been popping up. I don't know if I want to say it. This chick is crazy. She's the one who made that video about me, calling me a cyberbully because I put one of her tweets up, called her a clown.
Oh man.
Yeah, like she's the definition. She says she's opinionated, and she is. She's got that right. That's about the only correct thing I've seen on her profile. but she'll say something, she'll attack a person or an entire fan base. Brett Moffitt got her ass the other day. That was pretty funny.
We love Brett.
And then when somebody claps back at her, she's like, "Grow up, people! Cyberbullying. I have mental problems or something." It's just it's really sad.
If you can't take the heat, don't dish it out. Don't be stupid on the internet.
That's what I always say, man. Like, it's so fucking stupid. God, everybody's a fucking victim. But I don't know where the hell I was going. Oh, Graxon. Yeah, Graxon, man. I've always thought there was something there. He's just kind of stupid with some of his decisions he makes behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's potential there. I don't think he's going to the 48 before anybody asks or throws that up. If he does, I think there's something seriously wrong. But I think, give him a few years in Xfinity, he could kind of pull a Custer. Remember, Custer came in, was really good, then was really shit, and then was really good again. Like, I think that he might go through something like that.
Yeah, the only thing is, man, there's not a whole lot of competition in Xfinity right now, and I'm afraid if he does really well, he might get rushed into something else and then, poo-poo in Cup. But
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he needs a few more years.
Yeah,
he's not that great. But he's not that bad either, because he didn't run horrible last year. From what I remember him doing all right, finishing second a couple of times. Last year was way more competitive. But this year, everybody's shitting on this year. You still got Briscoe, Allgaier, Chastain, Cup guys whenever they're there. Then you got Graxon. And then that's really about it. So it is down a little bit, but it's not that bad. Like, it's not like
it's not
like
that good
Arca.
either. Briscoe,
it's not like Arca or something.
Briscoe is like, well, yeah, obviously it's not like Arca, but like compared to the last handful of years, especially with like the Cup numbers down since they're limiting them so much, you got like Chase Briscoe is your top dog, and Justin Allgaier. I mean, he's like, I think it's 50-50 between those two guys. Allgaier's been having a lot of problems lately, but between that, man, you got Ross Chastain, who's like fast here and there, but trips over his dick, or just is like, he's either like really on or he's like hustling it and just all over the place. Then after that, man, I was like, it's fun though, because like, man, you look at the end of that top 10 and you always got like Brandon Brown. He's had like P8 P9 on lock. Jeremy Clements has been sneaking around the back half of the top 10. Who else? There's been a couple of goofballs. Yeah, Vinny Miller. That's right. There's been a couple of goofballs, man, hanging around the back of the top 10. I'd like to see that either way. So, man, I hope one of these days we get a really stupid Xfinity race and we get like a Brandon Brown win or something like that. Oh, man.
God, it'd be great.
I'm hoping, man. We might just get it, but hey, you never know. But either way, yeah, it's so once again, we talked about it's a weird year for the Xfinity series, and it's once again, I think it's still the best series to watch outside of that. I mean, Trucks is close, but I still take Xfinity, especially with the competition down to Xfinity this year. It's opened up a lot of opportunities for a lot of different guys. So, what the hell else? Have we talked about all the races? Yes, so the truck race today. I guess we could go into Atlanta if you don't have anything else from Bristol you want to talk about.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know why I said it like that. I'm
sorry. Trucks today in Atlanta. Anyways, Brian Dows. I've always called him Dowsett for the NASCAR Heat Games. You know who the hell we're talking about. Yeah, he kind of made an ass out of himself today. Today I learned he's 60 years old too. So he's been around for a minute.
Damn.
Other than that though, Kyle Busch. I guess you didn't watch the truck race today, did you?
I watched part of it and then listened on the radio, but I was not paying much attention. I was out running some errands.
Yeah, Kyle Busch threw away today's race harder than I think I've ever seen him throw away a race before. He what the hell did he do? He sped on pit road. He only had to make one green flag pit stop on the day. He sped, and then obviously he had to come back down. But before he did that, Jordan Anderson had a tire cut or something. He's up in the wall, and I guess Kyle Busch was committed to the top, and he just shitted around the top. There wasn't really any room for him. Stuffed it in the wall. I don't know if this is quite in the right order, but anyways, he sped a second time. I think that's might have happened. But he had, I mean, he was 3 laps down with Angela Rutz there for a minute. All he had to do was just pit once and not speed, and he was like barely over too. Steve O'Donnell tweeted the segments. He was like 300ths over. But yeah, he was big pissed today. Yeah.
See, I hate to be that guy, but he sure has spent a lot in these lower series races this year, especially after the pandemic break and all that. You think there's something to that?
What are you insinuating here?
Would it not make sense for a sanctioning body to throw that guy in the back when all eyes are on him? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying it's a little odd. Kyle went from not really speeding in these things, and I haven't seen him speed in a cup race. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I think he might have once, but no, I see what you're getting at, and it's absolutely.
It's like every fucking week. Every week he speeds in the lower series now.
Yeah.
But in the cup series, maybe since we've been back, he sped once or something. I don't remember. It's not happening, and it's happening late in the race every time.
Well, I'll add on to the conspiracy. Chase Elliott, with 3 laps to go, self-spun out of turn 2 on the top side. Now, I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but
no way.
But for
no way.
But for a Cup Series guy, who I mean seems to have pretty good car control. He's been around for a long time now. We're probably one of the fastest guys in the top 3 series now. Now he tracked Austin Hill down and then he didn't, but he was a handful of seconds off. But like with two laps to go. When I first looked at it, it looked like he was giving it the old Clint Boyer, Richmond, gas it and stall it until it wrecks. I don't see Chase Elliott self-spinning in a truck. That's just me personally. Now, once again, I'm not saying it was, but it definitely was a little fishy that it came from. That was the first time when I saw it. Out of all people, an incident could have came from. It was Chase Elliott. It hadn't hit anything all damn day. So. Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but it killed Austin Hill because he was gone. He had set sail, and then that shit happened. They had to pit, and then Grant Enfinger just was better than him on the short run and just stole it. So I feel bad for him. But
yeah, see, I wish I'd have been watching so I could have. I think I was in the Mexican restaurant at that point.
Oh, what'd you get?
Tacos. Ooh. I would have sent out one of my tweets that I always send out that some people think I'm being serious. The people who don't follow me think I'm being serious, where I'm like, no way a driver like that just does that. They wanted a Toyota to win or something. Even if it fucks Toyota, I'm like, they were just doing it for Toyota.
It did fuck Toyota.
Yeah, it would have been perfect because people always have boomers calling me a fucking idiot and some non-boomers. I had one of those tweets today where I tweeted a picture of the empty IndyCar stands. I was like, I can't believe IndyCar would allow fans in during a pandemic. And people are like, actually, some guy sent me a screenshot of an article. And when people got his ass, it's like, well, it took him 2 hours to say something. I'm like, dude, I'm not on Twitter constantly. Oh, man. Oh, God. These times, man, head wobblers. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. I wish I could just punch through my screen and hit him right in the fucking nose, right in the kisser. Not the nose, the kisser.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's something else you were getting at, wasn't there? Or was that there? It? I don't remember. I thought there was because I was waiting for you to continue, but I guess not.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Chase Elliott self-spin.
Oh, beats the hell out of me. But yeah, it sounded pretty exciting. I was happy Enfinger won. Austin Hill, I like Austin Hill. He's a big old boy. I like him. He's made the most out of that Hattori ride. Everybody roasted him for getting.
Yeah, can we take a step back and I mean, I don't remember roasting him, but I was on the same train a lot of people were. I think at the time were like, I don't think he's going to get the same performance that Britt Moffitt got out of that vehicle. But
that's what it was. Like everybody was shitting on. I shouldn't say like roasted. They weren't roasting him for getting the ride. They were just shitting on him, saying that he wasn't going to do good. When really he hadn't done as great as Brett, I don't think, but he's done pretty damn good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was one. I mean, if he would have just made it to Homestead, I don't remember what knocked him out, but he would have been a Truck Series champion because he swept the entire. It was similar to what Cole Custer did that one year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, damn, what the hell were we talking about?
But Enfinger winning.
Yeah.
I was happy because he's a fellow pig owner. We actually became friends on Facebook a while ago, and he likes pictures of Spanky.
Wow, that's really sweet.
Yeah, so Grant Enfinger is good people in the Moonhead Book of Good People.
And he's got a funny voice.
Yeah. I don't want to say it, but yeah, he's. I mean,
You remember,
I just like his pig.
you remember when we were sitting up there in the grandstands for the start of that one truck race in Martinsville, and then they interviewed him on the damn PA, and his unique voice echoed across the grandstands in the
Yeah,
open area at Martinsville Speedway.
yeah, he'll come run with AJ sometimes, and he doesn't have a mic. He's got like a weird setup in his living room apparently or something. So he at one point he could talk, and then now it's like you don't have a mic or something. I don't know, but he's good people. I like Grant Enfinger. A lot of people shit on him, but I like him.
Yeah, seems like a good fella.
Ever since Daytona, people shit on him.
Oh yeah, because he beat Jordan Anderson. Boo,
But it's like,
fucking who?
dude, like, yeah, it sucked that I was even liking Enfinger was well, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I know what I'm trying to say. It's just my mouth won't let me. I was I wanted Jordan Anderson to win that fucking race.
Yeah, everybody did.
But when Enfinger doored him, I was like, fuck. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah,
You
but
know
at the
what I mean?
same time, he would have done the same shit. Everybody
Yeah.
would have done the same shit.
Yeah,
It just sucks
exactly.
that it didn't work out for him. But that's racing.
I
ladies
tried
and
the
gentlemen.
same move in that Barstool race on Thursday. And it didn't work.
That stinks.
Dude, God, I was so fucking close. I led like the last 15. Let me tell you what, though, this new update on iRacing, the trucks, the draft update, me and Gary was in the race too. And we had fallen back out of that lead pack. There were probably, I think we were about 15. And we were up inside the top 10. I told him, we were on the bottom. So I was like, let's drop back intentionally so we can get up on the top and try to make something happen. We're not going anywhere on the bottom. So we drop back, get a run. He hooks up to me and he stays right up on me, not really pushing me the whole time because the setup, we were low on fuel and it felt like you were driving a forklift. It was doing that thing where it was turning on the back straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up third lane. Two of us, no help, went from back there 15th or so to 1-2 in like a lap.
Oh, hell
I mean, we just fucking blew by him up top. It was great. He ended up getting walled. That Brian Hicks was pushing me. Hicks ended up high. Hicks got turned on the last lap, so it was just one of those things where it was just two of us. And I tried to block. I was lifting, trying to go back to him, but the ass was so light. I ran him up high, and I mean, in my mind, I was like, he's gonna fake to the bottom. So I was trying to leave myself enough room to make that move to the bottom without spinning myself because the ass was so light. And he found just enough room up there at the top. I was trying to do that thing, kind of like I did to you in that Cesaro race I won, where I went up and just kind of doinked you with my ass, you know, where it just breaks your momentum.
Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't get up there in time. And he got up beside me. And then I gave him one good door as we went into the trial to run him high and cut it down to the line. And he came down and doored me and got it back. And it was a hell of a finish. It was awesome. I wasn't really that mad because you don't get to be a part of finishes like that very often. It sucks when you lose them, but it's still pretty cool. And it wasn't a points race. I still have a chance to win a points race. Most of you probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but it's a Barstool Sports race. It's on twitch.tv/bottom split every Thursday. I'm racing in it. And I like my chances.
Hell yeah. When is it? What days?
Thursday nights.
Oh man, you have to remind me next time. I didn't know what was going on until I saw it on Twitter hours later, the finish of it.
Yes, it was like a last minute thing. So Podium Esports doesn't like, well, never mind. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not going to breathe that drama on here, but there was some scheduling conflicts and stuff. Mm-hmm. So some people scheduled an event because of that event, just to try to, out of spite and stuff. So that wasn't a points race. It was just like the shootout. Next week, we're going to have some of the bigger guests in there, I believe, like Landon Castle, Parker Kligerman, and all that. Anthony Alfredo was in there. And man, his internet's fucking awful. He was blinking. He's an entitled little fuck. He was blinking like crazy up there in the front. And they told him to go to the back, and then he didn't because it sorted out. Then he started blinking again, and I forget what happened. At one point, I was even yelling at the people because, I got a funny story too. I was yelling at the admins. I was like, we need to send this guy to the fucking back. He's blinking like crazy. Well, finally he blinks so bad somebody wrecks him and he spins out, and it was a one-car wreck, and they only do admin cautions in that league. And he starts typing, no caution when I spin. God, it pissed me off. He was such an entitled little brat, man.
I do get that vibe. I do.
Yeah, God. But anyway, real funny story, real quick about the Barstool League. If any of you were watching, you probably saw what my name was. Parents, cover your children's ears for this one. So a certain driver, a high level iRacer, we'll just say that because I don't want to incriminate him. I'm on the race control list for that league in the Discord because I helped admin some of the preseason races and stuff, and I am on the auto admin, but I'm not really an admin. I'm not handling any of that stuff. Well, this high level iRacer who's involved with the league decided to go through and give all the broadcast crew, Jordan Worth and all them, funny names, and he thought I was just going to be a part of that. So this high level iRacer made my name Pussy Eater. Well, I connect to the race, and as soon as I get in there, I hear people say, yeah, that name's not going to fly, all this stuff talking about somebody's name. So I'm scrolling through the entry list because I have no idea it's me. And I get down, highlighted in green, Pussy Eater. I'm like, no fucking way. My name's Pussy Eater. So they were calling me Peter on the broadcast, but every time they pull up results or anything, it was just 0-1 Pussy Eater. I'm like, man, that's just my fucking luck. I finally get into a cool league with a bunch of people watching. I'm racing. This is going to be great. I've got my Moon Vision truck. This is going to be awesome. Barstool Sports. And my goddamn name is Pussy Eater. But yeah, that was my thing. So Pussy Eater finished second by just a couple feet.
Oh, right. I don't know if we can top that, but we could try. I think the only other race we haven't talked about is Xfinity today, and I mean, it was once again high horsepower, low spoiler, puts on a good show.
Talk about it while I go get water.
Absolutely. Anyways, all right, listen up, gas holes. There's not really a whole lot to talk about, so hope you're having a great day. Thanks for listening. We really do appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Like it, give us reviews, comment, send in stuff for the mailbag. Got a whole list of stuff to do every week. Anyways, wherever you listen to, we appreciate you. Anyways, the Xfinity race today, I'm not going to lie, I really don't remember a whole lot from it. I really don't remember what I was doing. It started at like 4 o'clock, and I just don't know what I was doing. I thought it started at 4. It started at 4:30, so I was like, what the hell, where's the race? Anyways, I was watching the race. They're talking a lot about the Harvick line, and it was fun to watch those guys get it. The high line really wasn't that great. They were really hooking the bottom. They changed like the line down there. It used to be a yellow line. Now it's got like that Charlotte red white. It's like a really thick line down there. Anyways, there's really not a whole lot to talk about other than AJ. Okay, so I don't know if this has ever happened. This obviously had to have happened at some point. I would assume so. But the top 3 guys, Briscoe, Allgaier, and the third guy, I don't remember who it was, all sped on pit road. How in the hell do you do that? I don't know. All 3 of them. And it handed AJ Allmendinger the lead, and he just walked away with it. That lucky bastard. Good on him, though, because he's been racing ovals for years and finally got his first one today. He was pumped, and I'm happy for him. I love AJ Allmendinger because every time he wins, which is pretty rare, but especially like the last handful he's had in the Xfinity now, he gets pumped. And you love to see it, man. Even going back to his Champ Car days, hadn't had an oval win all the way until now, 2020. What a story. Are you back yet?
Yes, I am back. And I was really, really happy to see him win. I watched most of that race, but I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention because I've just moved, for those of you who don't know. And last night was my first night sleeping in this home. So today I still have some stuff to get situated, laundry to do. I've never even really done laundry. It's living on your own shit's kind of weird. So I was kind of paying a half attention. And then out of nowhere, Allmendinger ended up leading. I missed the whole speeding thing because I had seen up until that point. And the next thing I know, it's real late in the race and Allmendinger's leading. I'm like, what the hell? But, I mean, I was happy. I liked it. I was hoping we'd get a classic Atlanta finish because Gragson was catching him there for a little bit.
He just didn't quite have it. He caught the lap cars at the wrong time. And, he just couldn't quite get the rears hooked up. He was drifting.
I hate those cock teases of a finish where he's catching them. Then the leader gets in lap traffic. He catches them more. And then the second place guy catches the lap cars in a worse spot and falls further back than he was. Oh, it's so terrible. And that was one of those. But Allmendinger winning made up for it because I like seeing him win.
Hell yeah. How can you not, dude? He was pumped. Anyways, I do want to go back and in time to the Cup race at Bristol. I want to just give a couple of quick shout outs and some things you guys might not know about Starcom Racing. Anyways, big shout out to Timmy Hill. I don't know how the hell he did it, but he finished 19th on the lead lap at Bristol. Made it 500 laps on the lead lap. Shout out to him. Beat a lot of big name drivers like Truex and obviously Logano, Chase Elliott. That held a couple free spots there at the end. But I also want to give a shout out to my man Quinn. Let me tell you all about Quinn House Bristol Day. Something most of you probably don't know about. He spun on the very first lap of the race. Why did he spin? Because he didn't have any fucking
What the hell was that?
That was my phone. I don't know what it made a noise. Interesting.
Is that the new one?
No, I haven't got it in the mail yet.
You're getting your phone mailed to you.
Yeah, how about that? It's the first time ever. Rona.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Quinn House spun on the very first lap because he went in the corner and the brake pedal went to the floor. I don't know if they really ever got it totally fixed, but he ran basically most of the race without any brakes, kind of similar to what Vinny Curry did. Is that its name? He was
Vinny Miller.
No, it's Bailey Curry.
Oh, Bailey Curry.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, mix the damn. You get the back markers confused. Anyways, yeah, so I would assume they probably got it at some point. But yeah, so what happened was he spun on the first lap and had to go down pit road because it was either do that or hit the fucking barrels. So good on him for not hitting the damn barrels. He went a lap down, and Newman kind of saved the day because he spun out early in that race and caused a caution and kind of let him catch back up. But I think he only went a lap or two down. But after that, I mean, it was really tough to get back on the lead lap. But he managed to keep it clean for the most part and finish P27. So good on him, man. Man, the mile and a halves are going to be pretty tough for those guys. They always have been. We'll see what he does at Atlanta. But yeah, I was. I gotta say, I was really happy with that. He made it all the way, which is. He didn't make it all 500 laps, I'll tell you that. But he finished with everybody else, and that's what you need to do sometimes. And that is a P27. So, and the sexy mane and tail car. Yeah. So they got they're back in the units car for Atlanta. They're starting like P35. They've been getting good quality draws, but this would what did they start 35th? So it kind of sucks. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyways. That brings us to the IndyCar race. Today was a great day of racing, and that's why I wanted to do the podcast last night, but you were too tired to. I was planning on just boozing it today and watch the racing all damn day and skipping FTF, but it worked out because IndyCar finished right before FTF, and yeah, I got to race. So how was your? Did you sleep well last night,
dude? So moving, I had to start moving at like 8 a.m. So I woke up at 7. I'd stayed up all night the night before, not all night, but I was at Waffle House 3 a.m., home sleeping at 4, up at 7, moved all damn day. You texted me at one point, you want to do gas holes tonight? I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. I can probably power through. And then it got time. I was sitting in my chair. I was falling asleep in this fucking chair, and I was just thinking, like, I could have possibly done it. It'd have been bad. It would have been a bad episode because I would not have known what to say, what to do. I probably would have fallen asleep in the middle of it. So I was like, look, Cozy, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And I went in there and I slept for like 12 hours solid. It was great. It was wonderful. Best sleep I've had in a long time.
Those ones you wake up, you don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything worked out today. Yeah, all that shit happened, and FTF went down, and we got through the IndyCar race. I'm glad I sure as shit didn't skip FTF to watch the IndyCar race because it was shit. Now it's not on IndyCar, but somehow, some way, I don't know, the traction compound was still there from the damn fall race or something. Either way, it was the groove above that was affected. And holy shit, I don't know what, like, it makes you wonder because there's got to be some smart people, right, in charge of the whole, like, if you're gonna redo a track and reconfigure it, you would think there's some smart enough people to understand how vehicles work. I mean, we've only been doing this NASCAR thing for how many years now? Like 70 years. You would think they would probably understand, if you have a mile and a half, right? You would probably understand how we can reconfigure it to make it a little bit better and promote better racing. Well, they fucked it up very badly.
God, it's
Not
terrible.
only did they fuck it for NASCAR, they fucked it for IndyCar too. Everything that
And
goes down
iRacing.
there, and iRacing, everything that goes there now is shit. And I don't understand it. I understand that repays when you first do them are pretty awful, unless it's like a road course or something. Watkins Glen's still cool. Aero package, but whatever. So Michigan has taken a very long time, and it is still not quite there yet. But every time they go there now, the groove is like a little wider. But Michigan's a little bit different. Texas, they just like fucked it. They were like, all right, we're gonna make 1 and 2 real wide and goopy and shit, and 3 and 4 is real high bank now, and it's like, it's just balls to the wall. It's like wide open in the damn Cup cars now with the package. But I just like, I don't understand. But anyways, IndyCar race was shite. You couldn't really pass. There's just not a second groove. You need second grooves sometimes to pass. Obviously they've got a big slipstream, and you can kind of drive past people, but the straightaways aren't even really long for that. It's not like it's Indianapolis. And Scott Dixon just basically drove away with it. That was that. Joseph Newgard led early on, and that was that. However, I was actually in the FTF practice, so I missed it. But Felix Rosenquist was sitting P2, and they were trying to pass a slower car on the bottom, and he ended up wrecking with 10 laps to go, and set up a late race restart where nothing really happened still. But that happened. The two rookies crashed early on. Hold my beer. Arena's VK, I think, and who was the other guy? Alex Palou. I'm pretty sure I said that one right. Both rookies. So Rena's VK. I don't even know if I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. But he wrecked in qualifying. He wrecked in practice, which everything was same day, practice, qualify, race. He wrecked in practice. They fixed it. He went out there early in the race, like first 50 laps maybe, got high up there in the groove, spun, and this poor bastard Alex Palou was coming out of pit road, just minding his own damn business. And this poor bastard's up here in the high groove, slides down, just clips him as he's coming out of the pits, and they eat shit, both of them, both out of the race, both rookies. And then there's Takuma Sato. I love Taku. I love him to death, man. He doesn't give a shit. He just sends it. He went out to qualify, and he got up there in the traction compounder where it was, and he ate big shit. And he ate big enough shit they couldn't even repair the car, so he couldn't even start the damn race. So
Did they not bring backups?
No.
Who thought it was a good idea to have qualifying and not bring backups?
I don't know. You think they have? I mean, I would assume they don't have back because, like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the IndyCar rules are. That's like, I know it enough, but not enough to know why that wouldn't be I don't know.
Like, isn't that the whole reason they're not doing it in NASCAR right now? Is just so teams don't have to bring backup cars?
I don't know. I really don't.
That was my understanding. I thought the whole reasoning behind no practice, no qualifying at all was so teams could just bring one car and get the race and get out of there in one day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's other. I know they. They always just try to make it a day event. I mean, I would assume so. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. Poor Taku, man. He just ate shit, and they just couldn't get it repaired in time. And IndyCar went full out. They did practice, they did qualifying, and they did a race.
And it sucked.
And it sucked. Maybe if they would have just went out there and raced, it would have been better. Maybe not, but I mean, I don't know if it could have got any worse. Maybe if they all piled in and we ended up finishing with 3 cars, if they crashed in the first lap, but I don't know. Anyways, so it wasn't pretty. Now the fun part is now you got to wait. Yeah, you got all excited for IndyCar. This is why nobody watches IndyCar, but you got all hyped up for the IndyCar opener at Texas. The race sucked, and now you got all the way to July 4th for the IndyCar, the next IndyCar race at the Indianapolis, the Indy GP, which historically has only put on one good race, and that was last year because it rained. So, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do without IndyCar for a month. Wasn't there that one race where somebody didn't go off the grid and about killed 3 people or something.
That is why
That was
they don't
pretty
do.
cool.
That's why they don't do standing starts anymore. Fun fact.
Why not? That was awesome. That's the only thing I know about that race.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't say it was awesome, but nobody died, so it was awesome.
I want to say that was Carlos Munoz that stalled it off. No, it was Saavedra. It was Sebastian Saavedra, I think, who was the one who, I remember that, who stalled it off the start.
That some bitch was probably walking like a penguin after that one, because he got a good old-fashioned pack job down there at the start-finish line.
They've had issues with that. I don't know what, from a technical standpoint, there was something with the Indy cars that didn't like the standing starts, and there was a lot of they had a lot of issues. Obviously, that was the worst one, and that was like, all right, we're done with that. But
I think they all just need to take some triactin.
And what would that do for their performance?
Triactin?
Yeah.
Triactin like a man instead of a bitch.
There it is. All right. Anyways, yeah, so that was that was you know what? That was probably a worse come back to action than NASCAR had with Darlington. Darlington was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't great, but like it wasn't that.
It was good considering the circumstances. What IndyCar put on tonight, I didn't watch hardly any of it. I watched just bare minimum, and what I saw was enough for me to realize it was awful. And like at least NASCAR, it was the first Darlington race was good because we hadn't had racing in months. IndyCar, that was like, if I was an IndyCar fan, even it'd be like, like I'd rather not have racing than something like that. I really would. Like a boring race is worse than no race, in my opinion.
Yeah, and once again, I feel bad because like it's not really on IndyCar. The obviously the oval package they have now isn't what it used to be, and that's unfortunately. I mean, it has turned off some fans because it's not just balls of the walls. You know, whatever they put it back in the. We talked about this before, but they put it back in the driver's hands now, so it's a little bit harder to drive, and I respect that, and it's fun to watch. But yeah, I just fucking Texas, man. I don't know. I like. Now Texas has always been a big part of IndyCar, and it's been one of their big races. Yeah, man, it's just the track, man. I don't know what the hell I know what they did with it, and they just did it wrong. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But
NASCAR will be just as bad, if not worse, when they go.
Yeah,
100%. The Cup cars, I don't know about everything else, but Cup will be just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah, the thing with NASCAR, there really wasn't too bad. Because they could almost make 2 grooves work there, and especially with Cup, you know, you throw in the stages and a couple of cautions here and there, and since the track is that's the one bright side to a fresh repave is that there's a lot of tire strats, like 4 tires, 2 tires, no tires. I remember the last time or two they went there was a lot of that, and at least it shakes it up that way. Yeah, and then there's Xfinity, obviously, with the higher horsepower, low downforce, and it just makes 1 and 2 really treacherous. So that's kind of fun to watch. So, I mean, either way, it's not awful. I think it'll still put on a better show than IndyCar did. I don't think. I mean, I think we could organize 24 of us, and we could run around the racetrack with our legs and probably put on a better race than what IndyCar did tonight.
Yeah, one of us would trip and fall. I'd be excited.
Anyways. Yeah, I put down brief IndyCar talk. Race was shite anyway, so that about does that. Anyways, so the next race was supposed to be at the Brickyard for the July 4th. It was supposed to be the first NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader. Everybody was like, all right, you know, it's looking like first race back for fans. And Indianapolis shit on our hopes and dreams there.
Fuck.
That was gonna be a big one for me because I was like, man. You know, you and I were supposed to be at Martinsville for the first full night race. And that was going to be, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be in May, and it was going to be nice and warm, and it was going to be an awesome time with modifieds. That got canceled, and we just hated our lives there for a while. But I was like, you know what? At least, I got the Brickyard. I'm always planning on going out there. That's far enough for the future. It looks like, and especially as we got closer, everybody's like, all right, this is going to be my rebound. Martinsville didn't happen. Fucking sucks. Hated my life there for a while, but I was like, all right, we got the Brickyard. We got this doubleheader now. Tony Stewart's supposed to run the Xfinity race. Xfinity on the road course always puts on a good show. Or at least on road courses, probably would have put on a good show at the Brickyard. Canceled. Hate my life. Hate it. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess we're gonna have to go to Bristol. You wanna go to Bristol? I wanna go to Bristol.
Perhaps.
We'll talk about it. Fuck Cat.
Yeah.
She's still horny. Yeah, we'll I gotta find, because obviously we're gonna do Martinsville in the fall, and then
Oh yeah, we got our tickets, by the way.
oh sweet. All right, good. That's gonna be cold. I'm gonna have to pack my lawn johns for that one, because jeez.
Is it not the same weekend as usual?
No, it's the second to last race of the season.
What?
Yeah.
So it's not Halloween this year?
No, it's November.
Fuck yeah! I thought I was not going to be here for Halloween. I was upset about that. Okay, good. I'll be here for Halloween.
No, it's I mean it's gonna be a triple header with all the second to last race before. I mean, that is the most batshit fucking crazy thing NASCAR.
Wait, so it's a transfer race?
Yeah, to Homestead. That is like,
you're fucking kidding me.
Come on, where you been? Where you been? All three series, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup. That's gonna be the race that punches your ticket into Homestead.
Fuck. Yeah, Friday, October 30th. Saturday, October 31st. November 1st.
No.
Yes.
What?
That's what the website says.
No, that's not right.
NASCAR schedule.
Did they bump it back? I was pretty sure it was in November. It was well into November. It was not the same.
No. Round of 8. November 1st. Martinsville Speedway.
Well, it is November 1st. It is in November. Well, that sucks.
They just moved the end of the season back a few weeks. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, the season ends on November 8th. Usually it ends like November 20th something, right? Or somewhere in the middle. All right, well, that's that's still going to be cold. It always is, but yeah, anyways, that's going to be a good time. But anyways, other than Martinsville, I guess I got the Indy 500 in August if that happens with fans. If not, I guess I'll put it in October. Oh, jeez. Anyways, yeah, fuck Rona, man. I'm about sick of this damn shit. I think everybody is at the same like point of like what the hell is the point at this point? Like, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. Everybody's going back to work. Why not the hell, just let us go watch some damn racing.
I'm so sick. Fucking SRG is the worst place for this, because you get all these fucking people who think they're smart and woke, and like it's all political for them. Like they just want to rebel against, I guess, all the people they've been around their whole life. So like there was somebody, and I defended this person, people flip shit on me in there, because when they announced that Indy wasn't going to have fans, somebody brought up the point that if there hasn't been a huge fucking just mass plague of fucking deaths in all these cities with all these protests, why couldn't people go to a NASCAR race? Because there's going to be more people or less people at a NASCAR race than there are at these protests. And I know somebody's already typing the comment. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm for the protests. I am all for it. But I'm also a logical person. If people aren't getting sick at these protests, I'm pretty damn sure less people aren't going to get sick at a racetrack. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, people flip shit. And then they start bringing in, well, didn't you know the TV deals are the biggest part of the money for the tracks? It's like, it's not about the money going directly to the track. These fucking morons don't understand the snowball effect of all this. So yes, the tracks get their money from the TV deals, but think about the local hotels, the food trucks, the concessions workers, the maintenance staff that's probably been laid off for a lot of the lack of events.
Yeah, all the yellow jackets at IMS. There's a lot of those bastards that help keep the show going.
Johnny on the Spot, or the local porta potty company. I said hotels. All the other local attractions that kind of feed off there being an event in town. Local restaurants, all that. So yeah, the track will do all right as long as there's a race on TV. But all these other places aren't going to do as good. And it just pisses me off. Like you said, if you're going to get it, you're probably going to get it. People, I hate being one of those people who's like, if you got a problem with it, stay home or all that. But like, I'm getting sick of people saying, oh, if you want to go to a race, you're just a selfish piece of shit. People are dying. It's like, well, maybe you're the selfish piece of shit. Maybe since you're so mad that because I'm going to a racetrack, you think you can't go to Walmart now, go do a grocery pickup or something. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, well,
really, it's not like I'm going in the house and coughing on your grandmother. I'm just going to a fucking racetrack.
Yeah, that's the
God,
thing. That's the
fuck,
thing.
it pisses me off. It really does. I mean, like all these people, man, I'm so sick of this fake woke movement. Like it's like be for a cause, stand by something, but quit just fucking having a problem with everything to have a problem with shit. Like I don't see how you could go through life getting pissed off about everything. Like literally everything. It doesn't matter what people say, what people do. People find a reason to bitch about it. And it just pisses me off. I'm not a huge Trump fan either. But if Trump said he was against fucking cancer, people would go stick their heads in microwaves and shit just to prove the son of a bitch wrong. It pisses me off that people get this invested in politics and have to stick it to everybody. And they make it all just a big fucking joke. God damn.
Woo! We're gonna have to use that for a soundbite or something. God damn.
I'm worked up a sweat. It really chaps my ass, man. And like I'm not really a political person. I think both sides can go fuck off. If you're fully invested in one side, fuck yourself because you're part of the problem. But good God, these people that just have to get pissed off about everything, it bothers me. That is my rant.
Man, that was a full 4 quarters and a halftime show right there, boys. All right. No, I mean, like, all right. I see. That's the thing. I feel like, especially like the last couple of months since the Rona has happened, I don't know if I still totally understand, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you know either, but like for most like you and I, healthy youngsters, I mean, I would imagine we'd be all right, if we got it.
100%. I mean, unless we had something we didn't know, like if we had, I don't think I have asthma. I don't think you do.
I don't think I do either.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I think we're fine. I'm obese. Other than that, I think I'm healthy.
And as long as, like, if we were to go to a racetrack, if we kept the fuck away from people, which is, especially at a place like Indianapolis, it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
I just, like, I'm sure there's probably a lot of other factors that go into it as well. But, like, I'm just thinking, like just about everybody's going back to work. People are eating at restaurants now. It just seems like, obviously it's not totally there yet, but I feel like again, what the fuck do I know? But it seems like everything's about close enough to at least be able to go to a racetrack and, stay the fuck away from people, but still be there. I mean, at first, at least they were like, you're not going to be allowed to go in the infield, which I felt like was kind of horseshit, and that would kind of feel like that would make it worse for fans to keep away from each other since Indianapolis is so big. But at the same time, I kind of understood it because I guess, especially like NASCAR and IndyCar, they want to, keep everybody away from each other, like fans to drivers and crew and stuff like that. So I kind of understood it. But even still, man, it's a big damn place. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, even if you're going to make us wear masks or whatever. But, I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, if it bothers you that much, don't go. That's just my opinion on the matter. It's the same thing with this Ace Speedway thing. Ace Speedway track owner's my hero. Tonight, state was going to come in and limit his race. They couldn't have more than 25 spectators in attendance. They were sending cops down there and everything. So he set up a solidarity lap or something, or a silent pace lap, and labeled his race a protest. They packed some bitch full. They had over 2,000 people there. Nothing the government could do about it. Oh my God, it was great. And Josh Berry kins with somebody. He was fed up. Yeah, so that was good. He came on the radio after he did it. So be ready to fight, boys.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, I don't think a fight broke out. But they essentially told him to get his shit and leave. So he's probably going to be suspended. But Junior and Kelly Earnhardt and all the people were defending him. Apparently the guy he wrecked had been a shithead or something. I really don't know the whole story. I just saw the video of Berry wrecking him. And from what I know about Josh Berry, he's not one to really go do that. So I'd imagine it was justified.
Oh, hell yeah. Fucking short track racing, am I right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm
still sweaty from my rant.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pissed talking about it, man. I woke up to that email from IMS and it was like, yeah, sorry, we're not having fans here. And I was just, man, fucking A. I'm just so fucking pissed. Cause like that's 2 big events for me that's just been ruined. I like a lot of people shit on the Brickyard, but for people who actually go, I have had the fucking time of my life the last 3 years. 2017 was an absolute shit show. 2018 was here and there. 2019, all right, but Man, just like I don't know, man. Especially the last couple years, not a lot of people go. It's a great track to go to, just to like, especially now, like even NASCAR, like it's no secret the attendance has been down, but especially at the Brickyard, how big it is, man. It's like having a track to yourself for a weekend, for a whole race weekend. You just don't get stuck with, especially like if you go to the Indy 500 and then you go to the NASCAR event, it's like holy shit, man. There's nobody here. You just have a good time. There's no lines for anything. You can do this. You can do that. You go get free this. Go get free that. Last year there was a John Wick. That was when John Wick 3 came out, and they did a little pop up museum with like one of his cars from the movie and a bunch of like movie props and stuff. And there was like nobody there. You can just go in there, take some pictures. Take your time. Like there's no. I love it, man. It's been great. I don't know why the hell. Once again, that somehow, some way, we just can't figure it out and get us all in there for it, but it really is what it is. So that brings us to mailbag and comments. You can go first with the mailbag stuff. You got that ready?
Yes, sir, I do, sir. We had a very, very, very heavy mailbag this week.
Yeah, make sure you tell them where they can send in mailbag for next week's episode.
I was getting to that asshole.
Oh, yeah, I just wasn't sure if you're gonna remember. You did get the first 3 weeks. Yeah, too as well. There you go.
AskMoonhead@gmail.com for Moonhead's mailbag. It's my goddamn mailbag, but apparently I don't know how to use it. It was heavy this week, folks, and this is going to be a pretty lengthy segment. But just know I didn't answer some of your questions because it was stuff that we've probably already covered. That, or it was a stupid question. Sorry, there is a such thing as stupid questions. So our first question comes from Samuel Siltama. He writes, is it better for NASCAR to have shorter races or have midweek races? I'm going to say both. What do you say, Cozy?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with either. I'd probably lean more towards shorter races than midweek races. Especially if it's like if it's a big Sunday event, if it's on, the big channels like the main NBC or main Fox. Yeah, for a shorter race, I'd lean shorter races for sure.
Yeah, see, that was something I meant to say when I was on the NASCAR Weekly podcast. We were talking about midweek races, and I was saying how tracks probably wouldn't be lining up to just have their only race of the year, or only 2 races of the year be midweek races because they wouldn't get the turnout at the track. So I was even thinking the other day, and thought came to me during that. I think it'd be cool for the Cup Series to do some sort of like heat racing or something where on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, they do heat races, and then you get Xfinity and trucks, or trucks and Xfinity the next 2 nights, and then you get the Cup Series back or something like that, or do Xfinity trucks and then a Friday night heat race or something. I think that'd be cool to get some midweek racing in. I doubt it'll ever happen, but I feel like it'd be pretty cool for like a short track, like a Martinsville or something.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like start off on Wednesday night with a heat race for the trucks or something, or for the Cup Series, and then have trucks Thursday night, Xfinity Friday night, and then Cup Saturday night, the feature for Cup Saturday night. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
That's something I think the trucks really need to get back more towards, is like a short track kind of schedule, and having like some Wednesday night shootouts with the trucks on like a short track. I think that'd be really badass.
All right, our next question comes from Joshua White from Parts Unknown. What is your opinion on the direction NASCAR is heading with the decisions they make, as well as attendance and TV? I'm optimistic. I think the next gen car will really be the point I can give like a good answer, like a definite answer on that. But right now I'm staying optimistic. If they botch this next gen car, though, I think it's going to be the final nail in the last coffin, or whatever Marty Reed said.
The nail in the final coffin.
I'm not one of the. I doubt NASCAR will ever die. Like, I don't think it'll just die completely. But as far as it ever being relevant again, I think that the next gen car is going to be it. I think that's going to be a big, because it may not even become relevant with the next gen car, but the next gen car can't be worse than what we've got now. And I don't know if that's possible, but I've learned not to say that with NASCAR because they find a way.
Well, you see what they did with Texas, right? They've been making tracks for a long time. They've also been reconfiguring them. Like, They've also been making cars for a long time too, so like I don't know, maybe they fuck it up as bad as Texas. You hope not. We pray not, but you never know.
The next gen cars just they scrap the idea they got now, and it's just like a giant ball, a hamster ball that they all roll around in out there.
It might be more entertaining than some of these races, but
All right, Brian. Fuck. Last week he told me how to pronounce his name, and I forgot. Brian Grimmy.
well, if you say all of them, one of them is gonna be right.
Yeah.
So you just
If BK leaves Penske, who do you think would replace him? Sadly, I think it'd be Austin Spendrick. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know, obviously, Team Cindric, is a big part of Penske, and that's his boy. So I would imagine he's gonna have some tremendous pull on getting him a cup ride. I hate to say it, but yeah, I can't imagine anybody getting the nod over him unless they brought in some sort of other cup talent, I guess, that they were just like, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only one with a chance that we know of right now would be Briscoe, but it looks like he's a Stewart-Haas driver. Even though he was kind of a Ford guy, I don't think he'd get the nod over Cindric with Cindric's dad. The thing I wonder is if Keselowski stays, what happens with Cindric? Because he could go. I was worried he'd take Matty D's spot, but then somebody, I forget who it was, somebody brought up a good point when I said that Paul Menard chose Matty D, and Menards is a big part of that car, that team. So maybe Matty D would have a fighting chance. So that's interesting to think about. But I think if Kez goes, like, I don't see who else could take it unless they just got rid of the car, and I don't think they'd do that when they have Cindric right there.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think Cindric's he's gonna take his time in the Xfinity. I would imagine. I could see how like Briscoe's kind of like everybody left, and Briscoe's kind of got his shot now. I think the same thing's probably going to happen with Cindric. I don't know if he'll ever be quite as good. I don't think he's really all that, which is we'll get to that in one of the YouTube comments. But yeah, I would imagine he'll probably be in Xfinity for a while, at least until. I just think he needs a lot. He's got a lot to work on. He's got the road courses down. I give him that, and Xfinity is a good spot to keep him in because like half a damn schedule's road courses now. So. He should at least have 2 or 3 wins every season now in Xfinity as long as he stays there.
All right, next question comes from Eminem Cup Series. He writes, did you ever like any of the 1.5 mile tracks in the mid 2000s? I did. I loved Atlanta and Charlotte, especially.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those
Atlanta
were two
was
I
the
always
shit.
look forward to.
Atlanta was always cool, man.
I remember the days of the All-Star race and the Coke 600 being great races. There weren't really, maybe it was just because I was younger, but like I don't remember dreading tracks like I do now. You know what I mean? Like obviously there were places like Pocono and even Michigan and stuff where it's like, okay, if I want to go fishing or something, I can. But it's like now it's like you see like that month or whatever that we've got coming up where there's not a good track in sight besides Kansas. Kansas usually puts on a good show. It's like I would back in the mid 2000s, I would not have looked at a month like that and been like, oh, it's terrible.
Well, I was going to say, when you're younger, too, like when NASCAR comes on, you're like, wow, NASCAR.
Yeah.
Cars, wow, crashing, wow, this is great. It's just a little kid effect. You get older, you kind of figure all the bullshit out here and there, and it is what it is. But yeah, I was going to say Texas, too. Texas used to be cool, especially like not too terribly long ago. It feels like so damn long ago now, like the early 2010s. Texas night races had a couple good ones back with the Biff. He was always pretty stout at Texas, and Jimmy Johnson and Gordon had some good goes at it. So yeah, I mean, I like that's what I said with the package is that 2019 package is probably going to suck a lot of different ways, but with that that big engine and the small spoiler, it might not always put on a good race, but you always have that potential there. And that's like, I feel like every mile and a half wasn't always good, but you always had that potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he followed up as well with, what are your thoughts on TNT and ESPN when they used to cover NASCAR? I remember everybody used to shit on TNT, but going back and watching it, yeah, the camera work at times was a little shoddy, but I miss that Weber, Dallenbach, and
Yeah.
Benny Parsons, and then when Kyle Petty came in, even I think they had Adam Alexander at one point, maybe Bob Varsha. Like they had a couple different lead announcers, but that Kyle Petty and Wally Dallenbach duo, it's weird to say, but I miss that. Like you
No,
wouldn't think we'd say that, but
yeah.
those two were just great because they lacked enough professionalism to make it exciting.
No, you're totally right. I'm gonna tell you something. Some of my fondest memories of being a NASCAR fan it was watching the Coke 0400 on TNT. I don't know why, but just like every year that was the fucking shit. I don't know why. Just like the whole like you said, the commentating crew. And obviously, you know, it was Daytona, and especially for a lot of those years, it was bumpy Daytona. And oh, dude, the racing was cool. The broadcasting was cool. They did that one year where they just didn't have like any full screen commercials. You remember that? And it was just like those like bottom commercials or whatever. They had like a different ticker for it. Just all of it, man. It was just such a different time. And I remember being a little kid and just always looking forward to that race, man. That night race. Oh, such a good time, man.
Yeah, for me, it was Dallenbach and Kyle Petty. I just loved listening to them. Eclipse writes, has RCR ever actually been good? I don't know why I left this one because we kind of covered it in I think the first podcast. But I think that Earnhardt Sr. and Harvick just kind of carried that team. I don't think that RCR has ever been that great.
Yeah.
What about you?
You
feel like that's a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Chicago Cubs, but his subject was sorry. It says from Chicago Cubs. It is really from Jake Hubston, or Husband. Husband. It sounds like somebody with a lisp saying husband. This is a two-part question. Once again, you don't have to say that when you label it 1 and 2. Is Phoenix a short track? Okay, I remember proofreading this one or screening this one, and no, Phoenix is not a short track, but I think we need to come up with a title for these tracks that aren't short tracks, but kind of are short tracks. You know what I mean? Like New Hampshire, it's not a short track, but
drives like one.
It kind of is, yeah.
Can I go on a rant real quick?
I would say the Milwaukee Mile, but Milwaukee Mile feels way bigger than a mile, at least when you drive it on iRacing. Go on your rant.
Today on other tracks they fucked up. Fucking Phoenix used to be cool. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, it's not. I don't feel like it's quite as cool anymore. But I just don't feel like. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like the dog leg shit. I just don't like it
more.
I don't. It just feels stupid to me. It puts like it could. Not only did they like fucking reconfigure that plate, I don't ever know what corners are which anymore. And
I don't like that.
I don't like how they fucked up the start finish line where it's just coming out of the damn corner now. I don't know what that was the stupidest. Like they had that. Remember that one photo finish they had that year with Harvick and Carl?
Yeah, that'll
Edwards?
never happen again.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen again.
3 and 4 is the racy corner on that track. 1 and 2 isn't. So I don't know why they'd put it out of the non-racy corner. I guess they're just hoping 2 people would get on the gas at the same time and spin across the line or something, like you and Gary kind of did in pits on Monday. But like I don't get that, but I thought Phoenix wasn't that great until they repaved it. I love the way they dive it down on there, and some of them don't, and then they dive down into, I'm always going to call 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, the flat corner, down there. Like I love the new track. I love it.
Yeah, I give you that. It's just Phoenix. It's I don't know. I felt like Phoenix used to be more of like a short track. Now it's really fast and it's really wide. The dogleg puts on some good stuff for sure, but it's I think the biggest thing it just pisses me off is the start finish line. I just don't like it where it is. It pisses me off. But yeah, I mean obviously they have definitely not near as fucked it as bad as Texas. So good on them. But yeah, I felt like that came off more harsh than what it was. But yeah, the start finish line pisses me off. I'll never, because I think they announced it somewhere around that photo finish, and I was like, well, guess what? You're never gonna like. We just had this finish, and now you're gonna fuck it.
Remember, Stewart went on a rant after Harvick won one of the races. He was saying because K&N had got cut from Phoenix or whatever, and he was talking about how that was a big race for that series because that's a pretty big track for them. And he's like, so the track can afford to move the start finish line down there in the middle of the corner, but they can't bring Kane in here or something. It was pretty funny. Chicago Cubs, or Jake, also followed up and said, if it is, then would NASCAR have changed the package for short tracks if the championship race was not going to be at Phoenix? I don't know if they would or wouldn't have, but that definitely helped because after how bad Phoenix was last year, I think they knew that that could not be the championship
Yeah.
race.
I think it probably would have been 50-50 because people still would have complained a lot. But I think all that complaining was just definitely led to them thinking like, well, if we're gonna have a championship race here, I think it probably sped along the process of them going, reverting back to the old package.
Next question comes from Matthew Fair. He writes, do you think you guys will ever be back playing Fortnite? I have been a little bit lately, not since I moved, but I've been playing on and off a little bit. I just got burned out because I was taking that game really, really seriously, like playing in scrims and shit, and I just got burnt out because I was playing it so much. I was playing it like good people play iRacing. Yeah, so I mean, I needed a break. I'm back playing it like strictly casually. I don't think you've played it at all, have you? In the last,
I only played
months?
it when you played it, so it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to hop on, I will. It's still like my favorite game of all time. I love it. It was a huge part of my life for a long time. But I could never play it like I used to again because I got so burnt out. Next question. God, we have a lot of questions. And I like I said, I trimmed some of them down because either we covered it, they weren't as good as the other ones, or it was just straight up stupid. Motorsports Top 10 writes, hey guys, hope you guys are doing all right. If you could design a track anyway for any series, what would it look like and how long would it be? Would you like to go?
I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at Twitter and I totally tuned out. What the hell was the question?
If you could design any track anyway for any series, what would it look
Short
like
track.
and how long would it be?
Short track, half mile.
Yeah, I was thinking right away. I was thinking a right turning short track, something unique like that, half mile. I've also had a cool figure eight thought in my head, utilizing something to like make the track kind of like Bristol, make the stands kind of elevated where you're looking down on the track, and do like a figure eight type thing where it's like a bridge over the track.
My.
Make it kind of a short track. I feel like that'd be really fucking cool. If I'm ever a billionaire, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Like you
that's gonna
go
take
down
some
to
bucks.
turn one and have a big long sweeping turn, and then you come off what would be the back straightaway, but you go up a bridge, and then you come off the bridge, so you're going downhill into another long sweeping turn, and then you come back and go under the bridge. Start finish line would be on top of the bridge. I feel like it'd be pretty cool.
Could you imagine somebody just getting loose or wrecking in the underneath the bridge and everybody just piling the fuck in because they can't see it coming off the corner?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Make it a fairly small track so nobody could really get seriously injured. And then also I feel like a 3 mile super speedway would be pretty cool. That would not be safe.
Yeah. I want to build as small as a track as I can, like distance wise, and definitely give it some banking. Not too much banking, but I'd like to build something kind of like Anderson Speedway where it's like it's really narrow too. So, I don't know. We need more short tracks. We need them. If anybody's listening out there who's got like a shitload of money they want to throw away, let's build another short track.
Another thought I just said, I was thinking about Atlanta today, and it's probably close to time that they're going to have to repave it just because when I was watching how slow the Xfinity cars were going.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time remember how Vegas used to be where it was kind of a flat 1.5 mile? I think it's time. I don't know if Atlanta's the right place. I'm not saying Atlanta, but like if we're going to reconfigure a track, like wouldn't it be cool to maybe do a really flat 1.5 miler? I mean, just to see what the fuck it do. I mean, maybe that helps something.
That's what they did with Homestead too. Homestead was flat.
Yeah.
And then they added banking. That would be weird to revert and go back to a flat track. Now I think. Well, that's actually a really good idea because like how many years is it going to take to get back to, you know, a track that's not awful. You know what I mean? Like
That's kind of what I was thinking with Atlanta. It's like, okay, it was repaved, I guess, when they reconfigured it and made the back stretch, the front stretch, and all that, and added the quad oval. It's been reconfigured once. Why not just make it a whole new chapter, make Atlanta flat or something? I don't know.
I like that idea because yeah, Atlanta, man, for the last, I don't know, however many years it's been, you know, that rough ass, you know, Atlanta surface, bumpy and shit and slipping and sliding. But NASCAR's like, man, we've done this so many times, man, with like Michigan and what else did they do? Texas. And I think that's a really good idea. Because they're not going to, like, no matter what they do, if they just repay Atlanta, it's just going to suck for years. So absolutely reconfigure that bastard. New chapter. I like that.
Josh Murphy writes our next question. Hello, Moonhead and Winval. With the addition of Nashville Superspeedway to the 21 Cup schedule, I have a couple of questions for you gentlemen. Number one, which track not currently on the Cup schedule would you like to see added without a track being completely eliminated? For example, 2 Richmond races cut down to 1, another date going to a Canadian Tire. 2, what track would you like to attend a race at, excluding the ones you have already been to?
Can we do this one by one?
For answering my questions. Yeah. Yeah. So first question, number 1. Oh, well, he also said, thank you both for answering my questions. I enjoy listening to the show every morning while I drink my coffee and walk the dog. So do you listen to this?
Hell yeah.
You listen 6 or 7 times? Okay. Either way.
Wish I could drink coffee. It makes me poo.
I just don't like coffee. For me, track currently not on the Cup schedule.
That's an easy one for me. Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Montreal. Easy money. The only problem with that though is that, I mean, we've already got 3 road courses.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna add 4 has to be the absolute like most. You know what I mean? Like you can't go over
They'll
4.
stop being shit shows because the drivers will care about
Yeah.
it. I almost think putting one in the Chase is bad because they have to care about them now. Like used to, road racing was so good because they didn't have to give a fuck. It's like, okay, we could set aside these 2 races a year to do bad and we'll try our best.
That's why we had road course ringers. But now we don't have we don't have road course ringers anymore. So, I mean,
for me, it'd have to be a short track of some kind.
Yeah, that'd be my second option. I just have a stiffy for Montreal.
I can't really like IRP'd be pretty cool. Just I'm trying to think of short tracks that we've seen. Man, I'm trying to think of some others. Five Flags would be pretty cool.
Yeah, back North Wilkesboro.
North Wilkesboro. 5 Flags would be pretty cool. I'm trying to think. There's what was that other track? Isn't there like a short track up in Canada? It's supposed to be pretty cool.
Oh shit! Off the top of my head, I'm not. We did one in NR 2003 in Nankos, Ashweekend, I think it was called, something or other, short track.
I don't know. I saw a video of a fight at one time, and I watched some of the race. It looked pretty cool. I don't know. Really just a short track. You almost, I'm not going to say you can't go wrong with short track, because I'm sure there's a bad one out there, but I don't think
you can.
Yeah, we need more short tracks.
Absolutely.
And short tracks, I will say, I think they're like road courses. I think that too much of it could be a bad thing because people get their act together, but I definitely think so. I do, man.
Compared to a road course, all right, but like short tracks are always, because you're always gonna have lap cars of the way, you're always gonna have fast cars and slow cars, and no matter what, it's always gonna be a very.
But it gets boring after a while. You know what I mean? Because like think about like Martinsville. We go to Martinsville every fall, and the fall's been pretty good because of the chase, but like. As far as going fall and spring, you usually get one good race, one meh race. You know what I mean? So think about if every race was a short track, or think about all the short track races on the season. It's like it probably comes out 50-50, being like really good and not that great. So if you just had like a shitload of them all throughout the season, you'd still only probably come out with a handful of good races. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but as compared to like a mile and a half,
it's better. It is better. It's a little more exciting to watch.
If you space it out right. You could definitely fit some more in there for sure.
Oh yeah, I just don't want to see him like week after week after week.
No,
after
I agree
week.
with that. It shouldn't be. Yeah, you can't overdo it with anything. That's what I'm saying. Like the schedule always should like, and that's why I like having at least one road course, especially in the chase. Like that was the one thing that pissed me off with the 10 race chase for the longest time is because like more than half of it or more than half of it was just mile and a halfs. So now they've like between Darlington, Richmond in there now. I think Dover still has a playoff race. You got a road course in there. Fucking Bristol. Then you got mile and a half, and you got Talladega still in there. So you got like a little bit of everything. I think that should go, the whole rest of the schedule between, you get a good balance of short tracks, mile and a half, plate stuff here and there. So,
all right, we've got two more. If you're still with us, folks. Peter Manoski says, I was just wondering what you guys have thought about the success Jimmy Johnson has had since the resume of NASCAR. That along, I was not going to read it, but then he brought up a valid point in his email that I wanted to discuss. I believe it's because of no practice / qualifying and his raw talent and experience added with Hendrick's success this season thus far has led to great runs. Do you agree, disagree? Do you agree, disagree, and why? I honestly, I hadn't thought of it like that. I really had. I just talked it up to, Chevrolet finally got their shit together. But now that you say that, I totally agree. I think Jimmy Johnson just being, he's been around for a long time. I think it's kind of why Kenseth has been able to get back in and do great. If Kenseth came in with practice and qualifying, everybody had a chance to fine tune, he probably wouldn't have done as decent. He hasn't done great, but he's done pretty decent. You know what I mean? Especially those first couple races back. So I really agree.
No, he's had good runs. I mean, you look at, it always, when you don't have any practice, you don't have any qualifying, you always lean on the guys who've been doing it for a long time, especially the guys who've been doing it well for a long time, like Kevin Harvick, who was one, Jimmy Johnson, who, he had a chance to win and he's run pretty good. But, it's a very good point because I think that's exactly what Jimmy Johnson needed, especially that's the thing with this aero package, especially at a lot of the mile and a halves. Those things are so, there's the teams that just figure it out. And, when those teams figure it out, it's not just like any other, aero package we've ever had or any of the other cars. There's not a whole lot you can do against it. You know what I mean? If they're just cut through the wind better and they're just, they've got something figured out with those cars, good fucking luck. Because 9 chances out of 10, there's not an adjustment you can put on that car on a pit road that'll just all of a sudden make you cut through the wind better. You know what I mean?
Cut through the wind, yeah. He also threw in PS, have fun pronouncing my last name, Travis. So hopefully I got it right. Our final question comes from Colin Plays. Actually, put bottom Colin Forrester from Parts Unknown. He writes, who do you believe will be the next first-time winner? That is a tough one, and that's why I want to ask it, because who hasn't won? I mean, right off the top of my head, I would say, as bad as it pains me, Byron, and then if it's not him, I think it'd be DiBenedetto. I think those are the two that have run the best lately. Wouldn't surprise me necessarily to see Custer or one of those guys,
Mm-hmm.
But I think Byron or DiBenedetto are the two most legitimate people to pick there.
Yeah, that's a very easy one. Bill by far. I mean, if you look at the other guys, everybody's there's the whole field basically, and then you just got the shit people who've never had a shot, to put it blunt. But even Chris Buescher, who had that Pocono win, John Hunter Nemechek, maybe you could put him if shit went crazy, all right, give him the nod. But Bill easily on speed, he's been kind of shite this year. I think it's been kind of the opposite effect with no practice and qualifying. He's still a younger guy and he's still kind of piecing it together. But man, they got him comfortable last year, and he started, especially he qualified so damn well. That was a big part of his success. But they ain't been qualifying, and he's been back in that dirty air shit, and it ain't been too good. But yeah, DiBenedetto, man, probably could get him one in on the short tracks. He honestly, he ran well at Charlotte. He started up there and he ran up there for most of the race. I think I want to say he finished in the top 10. He battled for the lead a couple of damn times. So, yeah, Reddick, who knows? He could take him a while, but he could also maybe pop one off. He's another guy who ran really well at Charlotte. If he just hits the track right.
Yeah, I
Christopher
forgot
Bell,
about him.
maybe at like
Nah.
Bristol. That's the only spot I think he could pull one out. If he fall race, that's about all he's got left, I think. But I could see it there if he had a De Benedetto like kind of run where just everything was clicking right. Maybe but
I could easily see Reddick winning something kind of like Austin Dillon off strategy, but a little better than Austin Dillon, just because it wouldn't be as wild of a strat. Like I could see him running top 5 even, and then just
get him track
late race call, and Reddick holds them off. I could see that totally. So I'd say probably my number one, the one I think will probably be the first, is Byron, and then close behind would be De Benedetto and Reddick.
Yeah, it's about the same for me.
That does it for the Moonhead mailbag. Ask moonhead@gmail.com. What are you calling your next little segment here?
Cozy's comments.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, this is the first time we've done this, but we got a handful of comments on this, which is cool. I got some timestamps out. If you're listening on YouTube, we've got timestamps now. So, well, if I remember to, if I get it done, I'll probably get it done. But yeah, there's a couple of ones I just wanted to point out. This one from Auto Owners Cup Series. 70%. And this I don't remember what question. What was the question that pissed me off last week? It was something about drivers going to different rides, right? It pissed me off. It was a question that pissed me off last week, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was somebody wrote in and was like, who do you think is gonna go where in free agency or whatever? And I was like, I don't know, who the fuck, I don't know. Anyways, wrote in 70% of the questions average NASCAR fans ask Cozy don't like, albeit most are stupid. And I just wanted to point out, listen up, gasholes, listen up. I'm really funny with questions, mostly because if you haven't noticed, I do a lot of YouTube activities. I do a lot of streams, and every single stream I do turns into a live Q&A. So I receive a lot of questions, a lot of questions, and most of them are usually pretty stupid. The thing with it though is, I feel like I talk to my chat as much as I possibly can. I feel like that's a good quality about me. But the problem with that though is that people then try to generate questions to get me to respond to something, and 9 chances out of that 10, people aren't very creative. So they're like, what's your favorite NASCAR paint scheme?
Can I say something about that? Because I deal with the same thing. Owning a league, I don't want to sound like one of those people who thinks I'm like a big deal, because I'm not. But owning a league and seeing the streams take off and more people wanting to get in because of the streams doing well, and then obviously because of you racing and my connection to you, I get so many DMs and stuff about the league, and I've had to stop. Like, that's a big reason why I've got like a team of admins now, because when I try to answer, these people start coming up with you can tell they just want to keep a conversation going, and they just start asking stupid questions. Like, it's the same thing you see in your chat. It just clicked with me when you said that they just want to talk to you. So they're just like, what kind of socks are you wearing? Like,
that's okay. I just want to point that out because I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm very thankful for everybody that comes out, watches my streams, and interacts. I love interacting with everybody, and I mean that in the very best. But man, some of the questions, y'all come up with better questions, all right? Yeah. But
what was that mailbag question asking? This question might sound kind of gay, but what's your body count? We got an email that said that. That one went straight to the delete folder.
Oh, Jesus. All right. What the hell was I going to say? I remember my train of thought. But yeah, no, yeah, once again, I'm thankful for everybody, but yeah, just some of especially some of those really NASCAR industry questions. Like, obviously we don't fucking know. If you want to ask our opinion, like who could you see this or who could you see that, I guess it's all about wording. But yeah, like, obviously we don't work for NASCAR, we don't fucking know, but we do have opinions on stuff. And yeah, hopefully you guys think of better questions. What's our favorite paint scheme or whatever. I just don't like those questions because they piss me off. Because how the fuck can you answer that? There's like a million of them.
Well, I mean, you got people on Twitter too that are like Davin, who's a graphic designer. Like he appreciates paint schemes way more than we do. You know what I mean? Go ask him that.
Yeah,
we
go
don't
ask
fucking
him.
paint cars. It's just like, oh, that's a nice car. Oh, that's an ugly car with us. We don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And disclaimer, I don't want to like. I'm not saying all my drivers in my league are like that. Like, it's just some people DM me about that, and like most people in my league are cool, and I love DMing them and talking to them about the racing and stuff. But some people, man, they just ask questions just to ask them, just for the conversation.
Yeah, asking questions is just to ask them. That's.
I'd rather you come in like my chat or just DM me, fuck or something. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, just say hey to me. That's even better. Maybe I'll want to actually talk to you then, because I love talking to people. I don't mind talking to people. Just don't ask me a dumb question to force a conversation. Stupid. Yeah,
I just want to talk about that. That's why I always give that rant though when somebody asks me a stupid question. But that's why Cozy don't like most of generic NASCAR questions, because personally I just think they're stupid. So there it is. I just want to clear that up for everybody. What the hell else we got? I just want to give a couple shout outs, man, to Tyler Johnson. Great podcast as always. Would really like to see us develop. We're working on it. Episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. David Milliman, really love the podcast, guys. Great time and escape from Rona Rant. It's also NAS trucks to Bristol. I hope. It's a shame. Once again, we talked about that. They had the opportunity to bring trucks to Darlington, trucks to Bristol, trucks where else? That was really bad but any of those two would have been cool. Trucks to Martinsville, that's not happening either, apparently. Here was one for you. I don't know if you want to talk about this. The whole Dave Moody thing. Big Bad Ben Racing. Big Bad Ben Racing. Man, say that 4 times. Anyways, on Moonhead's thoughts on Dave Moody, I understand where he's coming from, and I appreciate all that he's done on the radio side of things, but I feel like Moody can be a bit of pompous ass sometimes. Also, you never his contemporaries on the radio side of NASCAR be so pompous and douchey to the fans like Dave is on Twitter or on his show like he is a lot of the time. I never see Doug Rice, Alex Hayden, etc. act like he does on Twitter, other public arenas to folks. It just rubs me the wrong way. Again, respect to him and all the guys who do it on NASCAR radio, but I just don't feel like the man personally, he comes off a bit delusional sometimes.
I mean, I can see where you think that way. As far as on the show and a lot of the time on Twitter, I feel like it kind of comes into the same thing me and Cozy were just talking about with questions, because his whole show is based off people calling in and asking questions or giving their input. And sometimes these people just call in and they say something and they can't back it up. Like they'll say, well, I think this. He'll ask them why, and they don't know why. They're just like, that's just the way I feel. And then he'll roast them and people get mad about that. Or they just, like me and Cozy were talking about, they just call in to talk to Dave, and like they'll just get on there like, hey, it's like catching up with an old friend or something after they ask a question. So on the show, I get it. I do see what you mean on Twitter. Like I said, I don't agree with everything the guy says. I don't, but I love his show. And I feel like the disrespect he gets where people try to take his shitty opinions and discredit what he's done. You know what I mean? It's the same way I kind of feel about Larson. I was really, really hard on Larson, called him a fucking idiot for what he did, and I still think he's a fucking idiot. But we can't just say he's a shit race car driver. You know what I mean? He's a good race car driver that's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything anything away from what he did on the racetrack.
And that's the way I feel about Dave Moody, what he's accomplished on radio and what he's turned satellite NASCAR radio into. It's great. He says some stupid shit, yeah. But I mean, like I've said before, anybody who has a racing podcast, people like Dave Moody are the reason podcasts are a thing. Without radio, podcasts wouldn't be a thing. So that's my opinion on Dave Moody.
All right. One more quick shot. 4Wide Gaming. Y'all are the best personalities for a NASCAR podcast. Can see this thing just taking off. I don't know about you, but I agree.
That's Colton Sanders, too, by the way. Remember we called him
Colonel.
Colton, he's a good dude. On his channel, I stumbled upon his channel. He's got a video of his setup, and it's like a lawn chair. It's like the most redneck ingenuity thing you'll ever see. He's a fellow Georgian.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he's got a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Appreciate all.
What an awkward pause there. Good God.
You edited it really. I thought you were going to go in there for a little bit.
Well, no, I mean, I could go in there and tell you to go watch the video, but I mean, it's cool. I liked it. Funny, I followed him on Twitter too. I liked that video so much. He found a desk on the side of the road today. I think he's like, found my new desk. Like,
Oh man,
it's just my kind of dude. I really like Colton.
you gotta respect it. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody once again. We're only 4 episodes in, man, but the love is real, and we appreciate you guys for listening. Do us a favor. I said do us a favor. I said it again. Do us a favor, and whatever you're listening on, shoot us a comment, leave us a like on the YouTube, or leave us a review on stuff you could leave reviews on. I don't know if you could do it on those platforms like Spotify or whatever. Honestly, you handle all that stuff. So, but
yeah, you can on Apple, and I think Google. I don't fucking know. Apple. I need to go through next week. What I'll do, I'll go through because people can write comments with their reviews, and we'll go through and read a couple reviews. Maybe that'll encourage some folks to go leave a review.
There you go. I just one more I wanted to point out. We were talking about overrated drivers last week. This is a good one. Austin Cindric. We were talking about him earlier. Just briefly, sort of kind of not. The dude's a great road course driver, man. He's done a lot of road course stuff. He's got a lot of experience on the road course stuff. And he's kind of like, when he gets to the Cup Series, whenever he does, he's going to be one to watch out. He's kind of like a modern day ringer almost. I don't know how he's going to stand up against some of those Cup guys, but I'm sure he'll probably be in the top couple. But when it comes to an oval, he actually ran pretty well today. But even still, man, he's a bit shaky on them ovals. But I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add on to that. But
I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to find the reviews. But I will echo Cozy's thoughts because I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Oh, right.
Should we tell him? We probably shouldn't tell him about our plan.
It depends which plan it is.
Well, it's not another podcast, but it's something to do with the podcast. We talked.
Oh yeah. Let's figure that out first, and then we can. Okay. Because I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think probably a go.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. I'd have said yes right away, but that's just me.
Yeah. We gotta check the schedule. Make sure everything's in line. Anyways, do we have anything else?
You were gonna talk about mustache because you tweeted about it, and I hadn't found out what the whole deal was there.
All right, yeah. So I wanted to talk about this briefly because there's more than just the original story. So, anyways, y'all know my cat Mustache. She's going on 6 years old. She's a good little kitty. She's always been a healthy little kitty. I hadn't got her spayed yet. Honestly, I just never really got around to it. So she got the big horny. All right, you probably heard her throughout this podcast. She's been horny all day. Anyways, she had a couple of weeks ago, I noticed she started peeing in places where she's not supposed to. And I remember the first time I noticed it, I was standing there and I looked over and she was sitting there just pissing on my couch. And I was like, what the hell? Mustache just pissed on my couch. What the hell? I've never seen this before. Anyways, I noticed in other spots around the house that she started pissing where she wasn't supposed to outside of the box. So I was like, well, that's interesting. I did some Googling. And I figured it was probably a good reason to bring her in, just get her checked out. So long story short, first off, original appointment, I brought the cat carrier to her, and this was a major mistake, by the way. She didn't have a period of time to really like understand what it was and what it was about. So I basically essentially just tried to put her in, and she was not having it. I almost had her in the first go, and then she slipped out, and I tried to put her in again. And then at that point, she was like, fuck you. She was hissing at me. She was batting at me. She was pissed. And I was really afraid that I had scarred her for life, and I was never going to be able to get her in that thing ever again. And then I was worrying for a week because I was just like, I had to reschedule the appointment because it just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. So rescheduled the appointment a week later, and I left the cat carrier, around her living space so that she could kind of like, sniff at it and kind of give it a go and see what it was about. And this time it was a lot easier. And this was. What day is this? Saturday? Was it this Tuesday? I think it was. I brought her.
It was whatever day the retro cars came out because you had to leave.
Oh yeah, it was this Tuesday, right? Yeah, it was this Tuesday. So it was this Tuesday. I brought her. So this time she just went right in. So that was really nice. She was pretty scared, but anyways, I got her to the vet, and man, even there, the whole Rona, man. they weren't allowing anybody in the waiting room, so I had to stay in the damn car and and wait for them to come out and get me, and then go out and go through the damn place and put her in there. Anyways, doctor came in, and gave her the full check down, took a pee sample, and so she had like a mild bladder infection, which was essentially just making her just like had the urge to pee very randomly, so she couldn't really control it a whole lot, I guess, essentially something like that. So they gave me a thing of pills, one a day, and I've been putting it in her food since then. They actually gave her a little like a squirt of the liquid stuff. It was either liquid or the pill, and they stuffed the damn opened her mouth, opened the chomps up, and gave her a dose there. So I've been then giving her the wet food and smashing it up and putting it in there. So I went to Walmart that day. I brought her back home, and then I went to Walmart to go get canned food because I just give her the crunchy hard stuff. And so I went to Walmart, bought this damn I about cleaned them out of damn wet food, and on the way out, about lost my damn life. I was turning out of the damn Walmart, and I was at a red light, and then the red light turned green. And this asshole neckbeard in this fucking big ass Chevy Silverado, this bright ass red Chevy Silverado came in, and like a second and a half after the green came out, I lucky I was paying attention, because if I wouldn't, my truck bores would be dead. That motherfucker, I don't know how long that light was red, but he was like, that was right before Walmart closed too. This motherfucker came hauling ass in there, came around me. And that motherfucker got the horn, and he got a stare down. Anyways, that happened. So I got back, and so fast forward to the next day. That was the first day I had to. That was the first day I had to give her the wet food, and I make it all up. I actually I opened the pill bottle. I dropped the fucking thing all over the floor. The pills went everywhere. That was fucking stupid. I had it under the stand and lock thing. That happened. So anyways, I fixed the food. I put it down, and she's chomping on it, and I left to go do something. I don't know if I went to go take a shit or something, but I came back, and she was still there, but she was. I put it. I have this like there's like a column, and I put the food down in front of it. And when I came down, I noticed that she was looking behind it. And I was like, okay, what the hell? Is there a fucking spider or something? And I come up behind her, and there's a fucking snake sitting there.
Wait, in your basement?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a fucking snake. I just fucking, holy fucking shit. There's a fucking snake. Jesus motherfucking Christ. I about jumped out of my fucking skin. I'm like, what
kind of snake?
Okay, well, that's the thing. It was just a little corn snake. It was fucking harmless.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like a fucking cobra or anything, all right? So, but still, it's a fucking snake, all right? And it scared the fuck out of me. I was like, and they're just having the fucking cat and the snakes just looking at each other. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Right, talking about the mice they ate.
Yeah. So I fucking I go to get something to get the fucking I went to go get a dustpan, and I was just gonna scoop that motherfucker up and get him out, and I came back down, the motherfucker was gone. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. So I fucking
grabbed it up. It ain't gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I was like, I was thinking about the situation. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, there's a snake here. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't have a problem with snakes, but when they're in my own house, no. That's
funny because we were just talking about that the other night. Snakes and stuff. Remember we were talking, was it me and you? It was me and you, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because we were talking about the groundhogs.
Oh yeah, I got a bad groundhog problem. That's next on the list. Anyways, yeah, so I went to go get dustpan to scoop the motherfucker up, and the motherfucker was gone. So I sat there and I was contemplating, like, I was looking around, I was looking underneath the stuff, and I couldn't find the bastard. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drive back to Walmart and see if I can get something to kind of draw it out or something. Anyways, I get to Walmart, they're closed. go to Home Depot. And no, it was the other way around. I got there just before they were closed. No, that was what happened. I went to Walmart. They didn't have the shit, so I went to Home Depot right before they closed. Got in there real quick, right as they were closing. I got some like snake spray. It wasn't anything to draw it out, but just so I guess it was like a thing you could put around the house, make sure it, kind of prevents other ones from, it just tells them to fuck off. Anyways, fast forward through the day, I couldn't fucking the evening. I couldn't find the bastard. So I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to fucking go to bed knowing this fucking snake is just down here. And it's just fucking roaming around the house. So I went to bed and I woke up to the fucking snake, and it wasn't in my bed or anything, but it was like, it was just hanging around, and here's the moral of the story. Get you a cat or something, cat or dog. If there is anything that intrudes your house, you'll know about it if you have a dog or a cat. And Mustache is very nosy, so she is on anything. So she dug this fucking snake out, and they, it's funny too, because they were just kind of like playing, like she was batting it around, and the snake was just kind of bobbing its head around and shit. And I tried scooping the motherfucker up, and I was surprised at how quick the bastard was. That fucking thing scooted underneath of something, and I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why you gotta grab him, man.
Yeah, so I figured that one out. So I basically went a whole nother day because I just couldn't find it. So that was 2 days I just couldn't fucking get a hold of the son of a bitch. And then the third,
camp it at that point.
Yeah,
shit, I'd have named the motherfucker.
Well, that was the thing. The third day comes around and I didn't wake up to it. I was like, well, shit. And the day went by and I was like, motherfucker, I think he is gonna stay here. What the fuck ever? Mustache got a new friend. But certain shit, later that day, here he fucking was. This time I got a fucking Tupperware thing, and I scooped the motherfucker up, dropped it on top of him, put a piece of paper underneath, opened the door, threw the motherfucker out, and he went away. But yeah, so that had been pretty much my week. That one motherfucker you were talking about who commented on my YouTube video, asking where the hell has NASCAR Heat 4 been. I'll tell you, sir, where NASCAR Heat 4 has been. I've been getting my cat checked out and trying to get rid of a fucking snake in my house. That's what the fuck I've been doing, sir.
If I'd have been in town, that snake would have been out of there in 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure it probably would have been, but yeah. Snakes don't creep me out, except for like when they're in my house, I guess.
No, that'd bother me, but I mean, like I said, I'm so anxious when it comes to shit like that because I'm not scared of them at all, but I would not want to go to sleep having a small animal in my house with a snake. Just that's a bad combination. Mm-hmm. So I would have just risked getting bit before I could have let that motherfucker get away.
Yeah. It wasn't
I've been bit by a bunch of shit. Snake. I've never been bit by a snake, but I mean, as long as it ain't venomous, I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the bastard was kind of cute. He had this cute little tongue thing.
That's the thing, man. I was in a pet store one time and they were short on people and they were cleaning something out and they were trying to find somebody to hold the snake. So I just took that big old snake. He wrapped around my arm. I walked around the store with the son of a bitch. It's the nicest animal I ever held. I've been bit by same day I got bit by a ferret. That hurts. Ooh. I had to get a tetanus shot. I think it was before or after Christmas. At my old house, I looked out the window and our cat had this big old field mouse. I think it was pregnant or something. And I was like, I can't watch this thing get killed. So I went down there and got the cat and I picked up the mouse and that son of a bitch went to gnawing on my finger. Ooh. Oh my God, that hurt. I mean, it didn't hurt that bad. And like, see, I'm such a softie for animals. Most people would just throw on the mouse. That thing was gnawing on my finger and I still had about 30 feet to walk. So I walked while it was gnawing on my fucking finger. It cut my finger all up. And I put it down and got it over the fence. And I go up there, I'm bleeding like hell, and my mom looked it up, and she thought I was going to get diseases, so she called urgent care, and they're like, you need a tetanus shot. So I went up there, sat in a damn room for like an hour and a half, waiting on them just to come give me a shot. That's all it was. I even went out. I thought they forgot about me, so I went out and asked where the bathroom was, and they're like, it's down there. So they didn't forget about me because I had to wait longer after that. And finally, they gave me my tetanus shot and some ointment. I had to rub some ointment on there for about a week. All to save a damn mouse's life.
Yeah, see, I'm not like that. I'm a pussy, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't fuck with stuff like that unless it's like a here's a friendly thing that that somebody's like cool with that's like snake.
I almost got bit by a snapping turtle the other day.
Oh, those motherfuckers snap.
that was scary because it was a. If it was big, the bigger ones are easier to pick up because they can't get to you as easy. This one was pretty small and it was in the middle of the road. I was riding with my mom. I was like, "Stop! I want to help this thing across the road." People coming the other way stopped too, so they saw it was a snapping turtle. So they were like, "No way, I'm getting it." So I get out of there, fucking redneck Steve Irwin, and I run over there, and I couldn't really get to its tail. It was small. So I was in the middle of the road too. I didn't want to cause traffic. So I was like, all right, best thing I can think is to grab it up by its shell and kind of get its back legs to where it can't kick off of me, kind of pin its legs down on its shell. That pissed that motherfucker off because it started turning its head. And when I got to the other side of the road to set it down, I didn't want to throw it once again with the mouse. And that was almost what got me bit because I just tried to set it down. And right when I set that thing down and let go, it fucking spun. Oh my God. I mean, it came close. And I was like, "Whoa, man, snapping turtles." I had a pet turtle for a little bit. Long story short, my mom was in the hospital and the aquarium, it was an aquatic turtle. The aquarium was a ton of maintenance. So we found the people we knew who had a bunch of aquariums and all that, and we just moved his whole aquarium over there. So I don't even think he knew we left because he stayed in his house and just went to another one. Yeah, turtles, those big turtles, they kind of freak me out. I'll still pick them up and shit, but snapping turtles, they're scary to me. Those are probably the thing I'm most scared of.
Yeah.
Spiders too. I don't like spiders.
Oh man, that is where I draw the line. I still don't understand, but I've been like this my entire life. I am terrified of spiders. Like there's like a certain point. I don't know what size it is, but if it is a certain size, I'm terrified of it. But underneath that, I can get enough to just I can just stomp on it or pick it up with a tissue and throw it out. But there's just like a certain like threshold where I just nope the fuck out. It's something about just the fucking the legs. Yeah, it's got a lot of legs and they move quick. I don't know why it freaks me out. It just does. I don't know about you, but
no, yeah, it freaks me out. But I won't kill a spider. I won't pick one up.
But
I won't kill one.
I killed it. I will never forget this big motherfucker that was in this fucking house, and I saw it, and it was a big son of a bitch, big enough that I took the fucking vacuum and threw it at it. Oh and it crunched, and I'm about to throw up just talking about it. I remember moving the wheels, and it crunched again, and it crunched out of the fucking wheel, and there was juices, there was legs, there was crunching. If there is a bug big enough to crunch, I'm out. I am out.
No, I usually try to do the jar and paper technique, get it outside and get it on.
Nope. You dead. It's dying.
Yeah, hopefully. See, I hope I don't have to deal with it here because anytime I can't get them rounded up, I usually would get my mother to do it. Ralphie's good. He'll get on stuff like that. So I know if there's really a bug that's causing a ruckus or something in my room because he'll get on it. Even flies, he'll go after. He went after an old man yesterday. I'm still getting used to the neighborhood thing. Because when I get out of my truck, he'll run to the front door here. But when we're going outside, he just wants to roam because he don't know what's up. So I opened my garage door and I'm putting my shoes on, and I didn't have him on his leash yet. And this old man was kind of speed walking down the street, and Ralphie took off barking, growling after him. I'm like, great, now this old guy's gonna run. Ralphie's gonna chase him, and my fat ass is gonna have to go down there. But the old guy luckily stopped, spun around, and was real nice to Ralphie, and Ralphie kind of calmed down. And I got down there and got Ralphie up, so it's been leashed before the door opens ever since. Because Ralphie thinks he's a Rottweiler or something. But he's scared to death. I got a Roomba. You know what a Roomba is?
Yeah, it's that carpet thing. It's the that picks up the stuff.
Well, it's the robotic vacuum.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, it goes everywhere around the house. It actually locked itself in a closet today. Ralphie's scared of it. It went around, hit a door, shut itself in the closet. I was like, I haven't heard the Roomba in a while. I was like, where the hell is it? And I went over there to the dock because if the battery gets low or something, it'll go dock itself. And I was like, where the hell is it? And finally, I went into my cousin lives with me. Here, I went in there, and his closet door was shut, and I could hear something in there, and I went in there, and I guess I'd just been doing laps in the closet.
But
Ralphie,
closet was spotless, though.
Yeah, closet. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the closet anymore. But yeah, Ralphie gets barking and growling at it and chases it around. But yeah, I don't know. It ran over his little toy elephant the other day too, and he took off and got his elephant, and that was pretty funny. But those things are funny. It got itself tangled in the curtains too the other day, and was kind of like up on its side, and I didn't know it would talk. And I went up there and grabbed it, and some British lady was like, "Air, please reposition Roomba." And I'm like, what the fuck? My vacuum's talking to me.
Oh yeah, fuck that shit. Imagine that shit talking to you in the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
it's asleep right now. But yeah, I love that fucking Roomba.
Yeah, I get one of those big bastards. You ever seen one of them in the Walmart? They put little googly eyes on. I guess that's what you get if you live in a mansion. You just get one of those big bastards.
This is like the cheap Roomba. I want to get the one that I can like do all the shit from my phone on. Oh, dude, I got a new washer and dryer in there too. I can control that shit from my phone.
Yeah, I told you I had to buy a new dishwasher because mine broke. And yeah, that motherfucker I bought, you can fucking, like, you can go to the store and just fucking, I want to do my dishes while I'm at Walmart and just turn it on from your phone. What a time to be alive.
It's crazy. It's kind of stupid because I still have to get up to put the clothes in there. So I don't understand that. But still, like, I turn the light off. And the thing I love about it is I can see how long's left. And it'll tell me like when everything's done. Like if it's done drying, I get a notification on my phone wherever I'm at. It's just I laid down on the floor and did the future thing. I thought, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. The people who brought it from Lowe's, they were telling me it asks you for a language at first, and you have to hit start, or else you'll change it. And they said they've had countless old people just start hitting buttons when they get it. So they'll call because their damn things in Chinese or Spanish or all that. You have to get the app and pay $5 or something to change it because it's 6 months free trial for what I've got right now for the control shit. Then it's like 99 cents a month. But to change the rest of it, it's like $5 or something. It's crazy. So all these old people get mad and do returns on their shit because they make their thing a different language.
Imagine getting your fucking washer and dryer stuck in Chinese.
Well, that's what I was telling my mom because we were setting it up, and the people who helped us move in. They worked for my grandfather. They were hooking everything up, and I was like stressing to them. I'm like, please just hit start when you turn it on. Don't spam the buttons, because I'm like, I don't know how to do laundry to begin with. If you throw another language into the mix, I'm fucked. I'm gonna be out there in one of those old-fashioned buckets and then a line out back hanging my shit up. Ain't no way now I'm gonna be able to figure that
fucking washboards shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. That's when the world takes over, is when they start making your fucking washer and dryer like you can change your languages and shit on it, you make it all digital. That's not good. They're gonna fucking hack your shit. You're gonna change your language and they're just gonna fucking use all your water.
Yeah.
But I think that's really about it.
I believe so as well.
We've been really consistent with these times.
Wait. I'm sitting here as we're doing this podcast.
I was hoping you weren't standing. I'd respect it, but I mean, that would be rough.
Somebody, holy shit. We just got an email from Colin Plays. Let me just put this in the Discord. He wrote, well, hang on, let me gazzo this. He says, boy, have I got a name for you.
All right.
And the subject is name for my racing. Look at this motherfucker's name.
Oh, my God.
Andreas? I watched Chicago. Two. There's two of him.
Can we spell? All right, we're going to spell this out for everybody listening. All right, this man, Andreas. Okay, cool. He spells his last name. All right. Listen up, assholes. IWASCHTSCHENKO, and then the number 2, because apparently there's a this is the second iteration of Andres. Go.
We gotta get him in a tense race.
We got this. I don't know if we've done a question of the week for our podcast yet, but a question of the week. If anybody listening out there has a last name with like 10 or more characters, how long did it take you to learn how to spell it? Because like I would imagine if you had a name like this, you probably misspell it once or twice. You know what I mean? I remember I was in art class once and I got in trouble. I was probably in the 3rd grade, and I got in trouble, so they made me, actually no, it wasn't the 3rd, it was more like the 5th grade. Let's say it was the 3rd grade. Yeah, I got in trouble, so she made me put my name up on the board and I spelled it wrong. I'm not proud of it. I sat back down, I looked up, I was like, oh shit, that ain't right. So I'm thinking, like, if you have a name like this, I don't know how many, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 14 characters in your last name. How the fuck you learn how to spell that? That's gotta take you a minute.
Well, funny thing about misspelling your name, Evan Pasoko, who commentates for the big iRacing events and all that, he doesn't really do much commentating for leagues or anything anymore. But anytime he would commentate a league race that I was in, he'd call me Tarvis. And that's because I went 6 months in a TeamSpeak we were in with my name I thought was Travis, and I didn't realize for 6 months that it was Tarvis. And so he'll call me Tarvis or La Tarvis. He'll call me a bunch of funny stuff like that because I misspelled my name one time. So it happens to the best of us. We all misspell our names every once in a while.
Yeah, especially if you got one of these. I wish Chenko.
That one, man. I think that. What happened was they probably were setting up like the name of the kid on the computer, and somebody got mad and they just punched the keyboard and enter was hit too.
Yeah,
that's what that guy got.
Somebody had a fucking heart attack and his face planted right in the keyboard. Jesus
it's
Christ.
a boy. What do you want to name it? And the emotion just got too much of them, and they fell over having a heart attack. That's what it was.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do us for this week's. Jesus Christ, we gotta do picks. We gotta do picks real quick.
Oh, we only have to do them for one race, though, right?
Yeah, that's right. Atlanta Cup.
And Martinsville, right?
Oh yeah, we gotta do Martinsville too. All right, 2 picks: Atlanta and Martinsville.
For Atlanta, I am picking Alex Bowman. I don't know why.
Ooh, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, man. I had the starting lineup there somewhere, and I was really trying to. Oh, there it is. Ooh, baby. I like how they gave Chase Elliott the pole again. Isn't that his second draw pole?
Probably. Same guy who is in charge of trucks and Xfinity Pit Road is in charge of the draws.
Horse shit. Oh, baby. I think I picked. I think. Yeah. Let me check. Okay. First off. Oh, damn, we didn't write them down in the... All right, we're getting there. It's only episode 4. Shut up. We do have a channel for race picks, though. Yeah, we'll work on that for next time. But I think I picked Chase Elliott for Bristol. And, man, he was close. But no cigar. I'm going to take... well, if it's Atlanta, I got to take Kevin Harvick. Yeah, I guess you got to pick Kevin Harvick. I don't know who else you're gonna fucking pick. Would you pick Bowman?
You don't have to because I just picked Bowman.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick Harvick. He's got his own line named after him, so yeah. All right, Martinsville, who you got?
Denny Hamlin.
Wow, bold prediction there. I'll take Chase Elliott. He's on a hot streak. Another bold prediction. It was either that. It's always the same motherfuckers. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Truex. He'll be fast. Bill finished second the last time we were there, which was kind of weird. Maybe he'll get his first one there. Yeah, one of those guys will probably win. I guess I'll take Chase. Now that I went over those last couple of guys, Truex and Kyle Busch, I don't feel so good about it. But yeah, fuck it. I'll take Chase. We'll see how it goes. All let me know your comments down below. If you're watching on YouTube, your picks. I guess you can't really put them anywhere else. So there it is. Jesus, man, I had it up here somewhere. No, I don't got it. But we got Atlanta Cup. We got through everything except for Cup Series. We're recording Saturday night. Didn't get to that part early on. But yeah, we got Cup Series Atlanta 3:00. Hope you enjoy the race. Hopefully you're listening to it beforehand. Give you a little bit of something to do. Because Jesus Christ, starting at 3 in the damn afternoon. Let's get the show on the road. And then also we got, it's just kind of like a one-off, just a midweek Martinsville Cup race, night race. We should have been there, but yeah, it feels bad, man. But hey, we'll watch it on TV like the rest of you. So hopefully it's a good show. Thanks for listening. You got any final words?
Fuck.
All right. Well, you kind of stole the other week's one, but you know what? All right.
Shit.
All right, that's going to do us for this episode of the Gas Holes Podcast. We appreciate you listening. Episode 4. We'll be back with episode 5 next Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Be there, be there, be there. Once again, appreciate y'all for listening. We'll see you guys then.